Boom, we are live. Hello everyone and welcome to episode number 50 of Anime Club After Dark's WTF series, a chance for us to get together live and talk about all the things outside of the anime world that have been on our minds lately and to answer your questions from Discord. My name is Alex, but you can call me Senpai, and joining me tonight I have our czar of source material, John.
Hey, what's up?
I just realized I had this entire tab muted and couldn't hear a word you just said.
Apparently they can't hear you, Alex? Oh,
They can't hear me?
I don't know.
Oh, because he was muted. Wait, no.
No, I wasn't muted. I had the tab muted and couldn't hear any of you.
No?
Oh, that's weird. Well, he can hear you now.
Can you just mute, like, specific tabs?
Yeah, and on Chrome you can. You can mute specific tabs.
Oh my god, what? I didn't know you could do that.
I'm
Yes.
pretty sure that's a feature on, like, any modern day system.
Listen, I'm still using Internet Explorer 9. Like, I don't know what you guys are talking about.
No wonder you're so far behind on the news, John.
Jesus.
Also, your wife is watching from the car, John.
Hi, wife.
Hello, wifey. Also, we have Chinoda here, who hasn't bothered to put a nickname on our doc, so I will not give him a nickname.
Look, I forgot, okay?
I know. You always forget unless I point it out to you.
Not always. Hold on, not always.
Always. John, back me up. If he doesn't get reminded, does he write it down?
Not always.
Listen,
Like
don't
90%.
Don't put me in the middle of your lover's quarrel, okay? Like, I have no horse in this race. Like, come on, man.
Listen, it's not a lover's quarrel. His lovers are on his fucking jacket right now. All his lovers are right there.
You'll hear no argument.
Oh my
Wait, hold on. There's no Typhlosion on here.
Oh, no.
We'll get to that. But yes, hello everyone. Hello. Welcome to this month's WTF. It is our 50th WTF, by the way. I cannot believe we've done 50 of these.
Dear God.
I know, like so this wasn't always something we did monthly. In fact, I don't think we started doing these every month until 2020? Something like that.
What?
I know for the first 3 or 4 years of our podcast, we did them just every great once in a while, maybe a couple of times a year, 2 to 3 times a year.
Yeah.
Am I okay? How is the storm going? I have survived Hurricane Milton. I took his stapler on the way out, and he can go fuck himself. But no, I'm fine. For those who don't know, if you were not in our Discord server, I was without power for 2.5 days, and without internet for about 3 days. But I am A-okay now, back to 100%. In fact, I'm so back to 100%. Haha, I'm gonna open up a cold one and have one with the boys.
Hey. John, cold one.
Oh,
Hey, let's go.
There you go.
nice. Cheers, boys.
Wait, what's everyone drinking
Bitch,
today? I'm
I
actually
lived.
curious.
Bitch, I lived.
I'm drinking an energy drink because I'm tired.
I got whatever hell this is, Meterita or whatever from Oktoberfest.
Okay.
It's like 13%.
Was that the one you were talking about you had nachos at?
Yeah, bro.
And I called it La Octubre Fiesta.
Look, it's a Oktoberfest, all right? Like, it wasn't really
German
Oktoberfest.
nachos? Like, I don't know, bro.
No, it was just nachos. It was just nachos. There was nothing German about that thing.
I don't know. Put some Wiener Schnitzel on it. It'll be good.
Oh, that's
I don't
true.
Wiener Schnitzel.
Some Wiener Schnitzel. Oh, my goodness. But yeah, welcome in, everybody. I hope y'all have a good time tonight. The first thing we're going to do, as always, is get to your Discord questions, which if you're not a member of our Discord server, you can check down below. As long as you're 18 plus, you are more than welcome to join our Discord server, be part of our community. We have very interesting conversations that go on there, especially at like 2 in the morning. What is? I didn't see what it said. Mother Nature's gonna bring her A game next time. Listen, I'm from Florida. Milton was the 25th hurricane I've ridden out in my life. I am ready. I am fucking bring it. Bring it, Mother Nature. Fuck you. No.
And Alex is gonna die.
A chair just slams through the window right now. Like, oh my god, Hurricane Milton with the steel chair!
Subtle foreshadowing. Oh my god. All right, so the first question we have, in fact, the first two questions I'm going to ask are actually hypotheticals that have been proposed to us. One is perfect for October because it is spooky season. It comes from Classy, the MILF Hunter on our Discord server. And Classy asks, you are stuck in a haunted house for the next 96 hours. That is 4 days, ladies and gentlemen. The only two items you can bring is a flashlight and a recorder with 2 batteries. And I'm assuming that recorder is meant to be a, like, camcorder, video recorder. With 2 batteries, so use it wisely. Would you rather deal with a level threat monster or a ghost in this haunted house?
I would turn around and leave.
You wouldn't go the phasmophobia route and just be forced to go in every 5 minutes?
Why in the hell would I want to deal with a level threat monster or a ghost? Like, that sounds dumb. I don't want to deal with any of that.
Here's my question. What's a level threat monster? Like, what?
I'm assuming level threat means, like, something you could take on if you had to?
I assumed a level threat monster would be, like, the Gorgon? Demogorgon from...
The Demogorgon from Stranger Things?
Yeah, like monsters, you know? Like supernatural
monsters.
All right, I just want to say to the wifey in the chat, calm down, please.
No. She
Calm
gets
down.
she gets what I'm gonna go for. If it's not obvious.
I'm not
if
sure
it's
what I'm
real.
going to be able to... in this situation, I'm not sure what a flashlight... I mean, I guess a flashlight will help me get around, especially if it's dark in there. But I don't know what a recorder, whether it's a video recorder or an audio recorder, is going to do, what it's going to help me
My question is, why would anyone want to stay there? Like, do I get anything for staying here for 4 days? Like, I don't think I would survive at all, so that's why I just leave.
Assume you get $1 million at the end of it.
No, what's the point in trying to get $1 million if we're going to die? Like, what?
Oh, okay. Classy is clarifying. He meant a serial killer.
Okay, depending on the serial killer. Because if it's Michael Myers, I feel like I could survive. Because dude doesn't run at you, he just walks. And he has a freaking piano sting every time he's there, you know? So I feel like it'd be pretty easy to just, like, survive. Just
is there loot?
Walk
That's another
slightly
good question.
faster than him.
That's another good question. Is there loot? Because, I mean, if there's loot to find, could be worth it if you survive.
Look, I'll just say this.
We all have a loot goblin deep down, let's be honest.
I mean, John more so than all of us.
I am not a loot goblin.
Listen,
that is
Jacob.
Jacob.
That's the gotcha player.
The real loot goblin of the ACAD community is soon. Let's be honest. Let's be perfectly honest.
You get one loot. I wouldn't do it. No, absolutely not. I would die. I don't think I would survive.
Yeah, I don't think
those
I
aren't
would
your
either.
options.
I mean, if it was a ghost and all it could do was scare me, then I might survive. Because, I mean, at that point, you're just living in a house for 4 days with a sleep paralysis demon.
A slightly annoying knocking on the windows. Like, stop! I'm trying to sleep, man.
Just every so often, you're, ooh, it's like, shut the fuck up! I'm trying to sleep!
Be slamming doors at 3 a.m., bro? Like, what the hell? What bills you be paying to be slamming doors in my house like that?
Wait a minute, did your parents ever tell you that too? What bills do you pay to be slamming doors in my house? My dad said that to me once, and I think back on it, I laugh every time I think about it. What bills you pay to be slamming doors in my house?
It really depends on who I could have a more realistic chance of seducing.
Oh my god.
You will certainly die trying. I can guarantee you that.
More than likely, yes.
The question for Chinoda is, does he want to have sex with a serial killer or a ghost?
I mean, if it's like the girl from The Ring where she has to come out of the TV, it's like, you know.
That's an easy way to bend her over already. I mean, just saying.
Excellent aeropractics.
Oh my god. Anyway, yeah, I hope that answers your hypothetical. I don't think any of us really want to do this unless there's something in it for us. I don't think either of us are going to like just stay there just to stay there. It's not like a bucket list thing just to say we did it.
Well, it does say we're stuck there for 4 days. So would you rather deal with a serial killer or a ghost? And like I said, if it's a serial killer like Michael Myers, definitely I could survive for 4 days because I literally would just have to loop the bro. Like, find 2 doors, start looping him around.
Oh, you're thinking about this like Dead by Daylight.
Yeah, like we're gonna do Dead by Daylight tactics here. Find a pallet, toss his ass, jump out the window. Like he has to reload after every slash anyway for some reason, so it's fine.
I mean, yeah, maybe. So this is actually not listed next in the doc we're using, but I'm going to go to it now anyway, since it's another hypothetical. This one was asked by Soon, and I'm just going to read it just as it was written. A wizard hits you with a spell. Suddenly, you find yourself in the middle of World War II as the U.S. moves in on Omaha Beach. Luckily, the wizard gave you one gun of your choice and as much ammo as you can physically carry. Which gun are you choosing and how long do you think you could last? And he also lists 3 like rules or caveats to this whole hypothetical. Rule number 1 is it has to be a weapon a single person can realistically use. For example, you could bring a mortar launcher, but not the gun.
That's not
off
a
the
gun.
A10. No, but it's a firearm theoretically. I mean, it's firing a weapon.
He said gun specifically. You can't change that.
Okay, well, it has to be a weapon a single person can realistically use. Number 2, you'll know how to use the weapon effectively, but you won't have any military or survival training beyond what you already know. And 3, for sake of argument, we'll pretend you're a COD protagonist who has say where they're positioned as long as you fight in every operation. So, for example, if you bring a good sniper, I'll let you fire from the boats. If you want, you don't have to storm the beach itself if you don't want to. So
That's
are
a
the 3
lot
caveats.
of plot armor. That is a lot of plot armor.
COD protagonists do tend to have a lot of plot armor. Let's be honest.
Oh.
Can I bring
I have a way.
shield?
I have a way out of this. I have a way out of this. This hypothetical very easily. Just ask for a 1911 and 1 magazine worth, and just there you go.
Wow.
I mean,
You're not going to
pessimistic
survive
route.
anyway. The odds of you surviving are not good anyway. So why even try?
There's a chance.
I'm just trying to think of the most. Well, eventually I'm going to get gunned down, right? And realistically, I can carry a pretty heavy rifle. You have unlimited ammo, but the problem is the gun will overheat after a while, and you'll fucking burn out the barrel. You have unlimited ammo, though. What? Can I bring that
not
will cause
unlimited. As much ammo as you can
physically
carry.
Oh, I see. As much.
So
as
you
can
could have like a
physically
backpack full of ammo. I'm assuming, for sake of the argument.
I mean,
A gold
I'll just-
1911.
A gold 1911? Hell no.
Go out in
Shit with that.
style. Go out in style, my friend. Now, I will say one thing that isn't like listed here, and if Soon is in the chat, please let me know. It doesn't say it has to be an actual contemporary World War II gun. It just says a gun.
That is true, of your choice.
So it could be a modern gun that you take back to World War II. Take the P90 back. To World War II. I don't know. I realistically, I know I'm not going to survive, so I'm just going to choose something that's fun, and probably the bar.
I feel like just bringing the M79 would be the best. Like it's a grenade launcher,
Yeah.
and you can carry quite a lot of grenades with you. It could get a lot of defensive positions for you throughout the beach. So I may not survive, but I'll at least be able to take out a lot more outposts.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're thinking maybe take as many out with you before you inevitably die.
Well, that's the point. I like establish
Yeah.
a front line for my allies. Like if I can't, obviously one man can't win a war. Like
Yes. Well, unless you're certain people, unless you're Master Chief.
yeah, I mean, of course, unless you're Master Chief, but we're not We're a COD protagonist, so as long as we hide behind cover for like 2.5 seconds, we'll recover our health, right?
Yeah, our health will be magically healed. Like any wounds will be magically gone.
I think it was Uncharted where it's like I'm pretty sure it's Uncharted where like Drake doesn't get hit by rounds and stuff, but the health meter that you see is just like how is him using his luck until eventually he will be shot.
Yeah.
So it's like it's a visual representation of your luck running out.
Yeah, and that's what people say that like for the like automatically recharging health, that's what it's supposed to be. It's your luck running out until you eventually get shot.
Man,
I'll bring a Gerald R. Ford aircraft carrier. Rule the sea and sky.
I'll bring the Enterprise.
Yeah.
Oh God.
I've talked about it on the podcast before. That's literally the plot of the movie The Final Countdown.
So it's not limited by time. So give me the Barrett, the sniper rifle. What is it? M82. Barrett M82 sniper rifle.
Talking about the 50 cal?
Yeah.
The 50 cal sniper. Yeah.
I don't remember what designation the Barrett has.
But I know what he's talking about.
Yeah, the 50 cal.
Yeah, Barrett M82 anti-material rifle.
Yeah, you're gonna run an AMR. I don't think you understand that
There you go, John. The perfect answer.
Yeah, I'll bring the fat man.
Boy. The fat boy from Fallout. The crazy thing is that design is based on an actual concept that was put forth by the U.S. military.
Which is insane.
Bro, just let me bring back one ICBM. Like, I'll just
bomb.
nuke the fucking Omaha Beach by myself.
But John, you were about to say I don't understand what.
You don't understand that Omaha Beach had a bunch of dug out positions. Your AMR ain't doing shit. Like, by the time you might be able to take down one nest, they'd gun the fuck out of you because they had machine guns set up in little trenches, little like dugouts.
Yeah, Omaha Beach.
So that's
was
why I
particularly,
think running
like,
something
brutal.
like a grenade launcher would be a lot more effective.
It would be a lot more effective, but I'd have distance. Plus, I'm denying them. Fuck your cover in particular.
I'm also factoring in the fact that I don't know how well you think you can use a gun. Like,
it specifically says you know how to use it.
Yeah, the hypothetical says you have training essentially to use the weapon. Whatever weapon you choose.
If you want to bring that, man, go right ahead. I'm bringing the China Lake.
Hey, listen. He's going to go out in style, man. He's going to go out in very loud style.
John, just remember this. Bitches love cannons.
Yes, bitches love cannons.
Who's the freaking classical musical guy that had literally there's a cannon involved at the end of it?
Bach?
The William Tell Overture, right?
Yeah.
It was Overture, yeah.
Who wrote that? It's not Tchaikovsky, is it?
I don't remember.
I forget who wrote that. I know what you're talking about, though. Like, he actually, in the sheet music, it says cannon goes off. Bazooka, no. Well, I mean, maybe. I mean, go out with an explosion. Be like Megamine.
You could carry, like, 3 RPG-7s, and then you'd be done. Versus having a grenade launcher, you could carry, like, 20, 30 grenades. Just hopefully they don't hit you and it blows up in your chest.
Plus, I mean, you could have grenades on your belt or something, or in a sack. You never know. Pick up the Germans' grenades if they drop them.
I don't think I could use the those little steel drum things, the drumsticks.
Oh, the potato mashers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, 2 very interesting hypotheticals. Thank you all for that. The next question comes from Class of the MILF Hunter. What are the best and worst anime eras? It's an interesting question.
I mean, I think, honestly speaking, I think the current era of anime is the best anime.
I agree.
Mainly because there's so many good shows in the modern day era. Like, as much as I personally love the aesthetic of the 90s anime, you know, when they went with realistic design.
The character designs.
Yeah. Like Bebop, Outlaw Star.
Trigun.
I love that style. Like, I love 80s, 90s aesthetic. But I think this current era of anime is probably the best because there's, like, we just had Free Ren. We had Oshinoko Season 2. We have Shangri-La Frontier.
Spice and Wolf remake.
Spice and Wolf remake's real fucking good, dude. Like,
Yeah.
This era, this common era.
We also have more access, at
Our
least in the
current
West, we have more access to anime now than we've ever had.
Yeah.
I would say worldwide, it's the greatest amount of access it's ever been, which is amazing.
I can tell you what I think the worst anime era is. I think it's the late 80s to the very early 90s to like 92, something in like 87 to 92. There was not a whole lot of creativity in the anime that was coming out then. You had maybe a handful, and that's being generous, of like memorable anime coming out during that time, and the rest has been completely forgotten to time.
Listen, we judge anime by before Ava and after Ava, all right? Like,
Yes.
before Ava, anime was kind of trash. After Ava, anime changed. It became better.
That's unfortunately kind of true.
It's not unfortunate at all, bro. Like, what are you talking about?
Listen, think
There were
what you
so many
want about
bangers
Ava.
before.
Think about what you want about Ava. Hideaki Anno changed the game with his depression.
What gets me is that there's that forum post from like back when Ava aired, and there were people like hating on Ava. They're like, "Oh, Ava's
my God.
not that good. Ava's
was
not going to
something-
be remembered. It's not an anime that's going to last forever." And it's like, dude, Ava has lasted time. Ava's out probably lived that guy that made that post. To be honest, like
Maybe
Probably.
we're talking about Neon Genesis
Evangelion.
Evangelion. Everyone just calls it Ava. I wish we still had that, because that was on our old like personal Discord server that we had back in the day. But that was something that Riker, back when he was on the podcast, brought to our attention, and he found this. It's an old Usenet forum where people are talking about like recently aired anime in Japan back in like 1995, 96. And man, people had takes there back then that have aged like goddamn milk.
Like I think that there's some truth in their bitching about Evangelion. Like it's not the
perfect.
best anime. It's far
It's
from
not.
perfect.
Yeah.
But
All you gotta
I
do
think,
is watch the last 2 episodes and you find out it's not perfect.
But I think that Ava changed how we presented anime as a medium, how we told
Yeah.
stories.
Yeah.
The fact that it was literally just Anno going, yeah, I just think it's cool. It really like sours me, because I'm like, oh, it's not deeper than I thought it was. Because when I first watched it, I thought it was a deeper show than it was, because I was like, oh my god, there's so much symbology here.
No,
You know, with the
it's
angels
literally
and all this.
skin deep.
No, it's skin deep. It's so bad. And I was like,
A lot of it is no, a lot of it is Anno going like, I'm sad, but this is cool.
Yeah, exactly. Which sucks, especially like, you know, when you create something, obviously there's a way that you want it to be interpreted, and
Yeah.
unfortunately for us, Anno opened his damn mouth to let us know, yeah, I just wanted to make this because I thought it was cool, and I was going through some shit, and it's like, oh,
Which, by the way, all you fuckers that think Chainsaw Man is really deep, I got bad news for you.
no, bro, Chainsaw's so fucking. You guys don't read the manga, right?
No,
I do.
Okay,
I haven't started the second part yet.
Oh, okay. Oh, dude, the second part is even more wild. It's just like every time.
I've heard some
Every-
crazy things about part 2, man.
Every freaking week or two when it updates, I read the newest chapter. I'm like, dude, this is getting. I'm just like, what the fuck is going on here, man? I don't know what's happening anymore. There's just one thing I'm waiting for to happen, and if it happens, then I'll be like, that's all I want from Chainsaw Man at this point. There's only one more thing, okay? I'm not gonna say what it is because it's a spoiler, but
is it very much I'll take whatever drugs this guy's on?
no. There's a certain thing that needs to happen in Chainsaw Man for me to be like, all right, we come full circle. That's all I really cared about. And then it can end however it needs to fucking end, because it's so fucking wild right now. Like,
See, I don't think people think that the dude who created Chainsaw Man is like on some drugs. No, I think he's just high on life, man. I think he's just a generally just positive person, and this is his outlet for his creativity. It's just this crazy violent shit.
I mean, in an interview, he's the one who was like, yeah, I used to think about like murdering my classmates in high school in cold blood. I'm like, what
But see, he didn't do it. He just did this instead.
Yeah.
And we have a lot to thank him for. He didn't kill people, but he lets us watch other people kill people, and that's really fun.
He created art.
Out of gore.
But yeah, I agree
CSM or
with John.
JJK, Chainsaw Man, easily.
Chainsaw Man, easily.
Chainsaw Man, yeah. I agree with John. This is the best era of anime, and that's not just recency bias. It's everything overall, picture-wise. It's just the best
Yeah,
right
all
now.
the quality's gone up and everything. Production
will
value, voice acting talent, just
Well, yeah,
everything.
and particularly English dubbing voice acting.
Yeah, quality's
For
gone
sure.
up.
I'm not going to say that the era we live in is bad. It's not. It's definitely one of, if not the best, that we're currently living in. And more than anything, for the accessibility of it, I will say, a very close second for me is like 97 to 08. I think that era of anime produced some really good stuff that stuck with us for a long time now.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Cowboy Bebop, Trigun, the original Full Metal Alchemist. As much as people meme on it today, Haruhi, people still talk about it regardless of what you think of it. Death Note,
Haruhi is still culturally relevant. I don't know what anyone's
is.
talking about.
all three of the original big three started and had a majority of their airing during that time. So, I mean, I don't know. That era
Here
is
we
a
are
really
20
close
years
second.
later with the big three still going on. Like,
Still
Yeah.
going.
the big three
One
never
of them
left.
is like legitimately a continuation. It's never stopped. It's not a spin-off. It's literally the same thing. Yeah, but no game, no life, unfortunately.
Yeah. No game.
That's
no
okay.
life. I wonder why it fell off. Like, why?
It's not that it fell off. It just didn't get another season. That's all. People
Yeah.
still talk about it.
No, I'm
It's
talking
just
about,
a
like,
giant
the,
meme.
I'm not sure if the light novel finished or something, and that's why it's not in the top 10 anymore. It used to be in the top 10 for a long time. For like
Yeah.
the light novels sold every season, whatever the chart thing is.
I don't know how, like,
every quarter.
I don't know how true this is, but I have heard from multiple sources, whether it's true or not, I don't know, that the Japanese people who did like No Game No Life did not take kindly to the knowledge that the creator of No Game No Life was caught tracing.
Oh, yeah, that's big.
And I think for whatever reason, that's considered a massive faux pas in Japanese art circles. So I think that may be part of the reason why it fell off, at least in Japan.
I mean,
It's not just a Japan. It's not
Chainsaw
just
Man
a Japanese
fell
art
off in-
circles.
because they didn't like the anime because it was too creative.
Yeah, it inserted anime original things to like add flavor text to characters, and the Japanese like, no, how
Yeah,
dare you?
I'd say you think that anime fandoms in like the West are toxic? Like, no, bro, you don't even
No.
know the half of it.
No,
It's way
I mean
worse over
they
there.
are toxic in the West. Trust me.
Yeah, for sure.
But maybe they didn't like the fan shots of an actual 11-year-old. I don't think that has much to do with it because that's not that big a deal
It
in
doesn't.
Japan.
Yeah.
Now in the West, maybe, but in Japan, they don't care. It's why it still gets made all the time. They don't care. All right. Next question comes from Noodle John. What are some anime foods you want to eat? Now, I have also been told specifically I cannot say any food from Yuru Camp.
Ghibli. Oh,
No,
okay.
I specifically am not allowed to say any food from Yuru Camp.
I was gonna say like the Ghibli food always looks fucking amazing.
Yeah, I was gonna
Like,
say that
yeah.
too. Every every Ghibli movie that has food in it looks so goddamn good.
Literally the
mean-
first thing I thought of. Like, give me that Miyazaki food. I will go into a coma right after.
all the food in like Food Wars look freaking amazing. I want to eat
Yeah.
that.
I don't know
I
if
mean-
all of it looks amazing. I don't
Well,
know.
not some of the experimental stuff that Soma was making. The peanut butter squid.
Yeah.
I feel like peanut butter squid could make sense because you can make it like a Thai peanut sauce with squid or no octopus.
I mean, peanuts and noodles go together pretty good, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
I like Thai peanut sauce, and I feel like if you put that on top of a tentacle and you grilled it, it'd taste pretty damn good.
No, what have you done to Ina? I'm trying to think of some other anime out there that have really memorable food
I
besides.
really
Ghibli
like
movies.
I really like Restaurant in Another World, especially their food. It looks
Oh yeah,
damn amazing.
Isekai Shokudo. Yeah, it looks
Yeah,
really good.
yeah.
That was a
Dungeon
great
Meshi
freaking
has
anime.
some
Oh my
good looking
God.
food in it. I'm just saying,
Yeah?
it's bugs. It's bugs, but it looks good.
Okay, first of all, bugs is like, if you like shellfish, crab, shrimp, lobster,
Oysters.
oysters, that's just sea bugs, bro. That's sea bugs.
Yeah, they literally are.
What's the difference
Yeah.
if they goes on land?
Listen,
Cooks
I'm
the
just
same,
saying,
tastes
I
the
would rather
same.
eat a crab than a spider.
I mean, yeah, obviously I'd rather eat a crab than a spider because it looks more appetizing and, it's 10 times bigger. So.
Crab cakes are delicious.
I'm actually not a giant fan of crab.
What is
I've
your
had
favorite shellfish?
I love shrimp. Shrimp is the best. Like nothing but shrimp.
My dad fucking is a whore for shrimp cocktail, man.
Like for me, it's like shrimp is top tier. Then you got like not clams. Oh my god, scallops.
Mussels?
Thank you.
Scallops, yeah.
Scallops, like mollusks,
Okay.
all the top
Yeah.
mollusks and stuff, right? And then you got freaking crawfish. All right, then I'll eat lobster. Like lobster is down here for me. I think lobster is whatever. I don't know why people like lobster so much. To be honest, like,
See, I like lobster, but I don't like eating lobster by itself. I like it when it's in other things. Like I love lobster rolls. I love lobster mac and cheese, but I don't
Lobster
like
bisque
eating
soup.
lobster bisque. Yeah, I like eating it like that, but I don't like eating it by itself.
see, I'd rather have a good tomato bisque than a lobster bisque. Like I don't know. Thank you.
Yeah, tomato bisque is pretty good too.
I have a Krabby Patty.
Oh, nice.
Oh my god, she actually brought you one.
Yes.
Are you feeling it now, Mr. Krabs?
Are thou feeling it now, Mr. Krabs?
I'll just say, next time you two come over to Maryland, I'll take you to a proper seafood place, and you'll
I'll take you.
experience.
And I'm still
true
gonna
good
have
stuff.
the exact same opinion about lobster.
Listen, those
No,
people.
I'm talking about
This
crab.
pineapple shake.
You know, I actually thought about going and getting one of those meals before we started and eating it on stream.
Oh my god. Same brain, you two
No,
idiots.
the reason I don't like crab to me is the bottom tier of
shellfish?
seafood, shellfish.
Yeah.
Because I ate so much Dungeness crab growing up that I'm just like sick of crab. Like
Oh,
whenever
I get that.
whenever there's like there's snow crab or king crab or whatever type of crab at an all-you-can-eat buffet or something, my parents would drag me along to go eat, and I'd eat it so much. They love crab, and it's like, oh god, why?
Hey, John, did they forget the pickles?
Maybe, I don't know.
I wonder if these minimum wage workers at Wendy's are tired of people going up to the fast food window or the drive-through window and being like, "Don't forget the pickles."
But they were tired of the job as soon as they started.
Am I supposed to mix the bottom of this?
Yeah, mix up the syrup, babe.
Oh, the syrup. Oh,
We're
okay,
watching
so
it.
it's like a
We're
pineapple
watching like
syrup
an
on the
actual
bottom.
science experiment go on right now.
Right? How's the shake? I saw you lick the top.
Well, the top part is just like a vanilla frosty, but it has pineapple syrup or something. So I gotta mix
Yeah.
it together before I can actually taste. Why wouldn't they just pre-mix this for me? I don't understand. I
They're
hate
making you
mixing
do
shit
work as
for
the customer?
Yeah. Like what the heck?
Are they gonna pay you?
What is this, Korean barbecue? Like I'm gonna cook my own food? I love Korean.
Rev up those fryers. I'm just gonna do a bunch of SpongeBob quotes now until everyone goes away.
Jesus Christ, please don't.
Just tastes like a pineapple flavored vanilla frosty. Like it's
Is the
Hell
pineapple
yeah.
like good though? Is it good pineapple?
no. I'd rather have Dole Whip. Like what the hell is this?
Because like a pineapple milkshake, I mean, sounds good to me because I love pineapples.
Yeah, it's not bad. I'm more of a strawberry guy though, so
Yeah, strawberry milkshakes are good too. I hated that they made the My Leg guy a legit character. The dude has always been voiced by the same guy that voices Plankton.
Really?
Oh, Mr. Lawrence voices a ton of people in SpongeBob, not just Plankton.
That's a hell of a range.
A lot of the background characters, the ones that never get names that you hear that have like the male voice, that's him. A lot of them are.
Wow.
He's
okay.
also the voice of Larry the Lobster, I believe.
Did not know that.
So it tastes So it tastes like pine.
Warren, get out of here.
An apple.
Freaking lurkers. Quit DMing me, bro.
Oh no.
Buddy
my
DM'd me
goodness.
when I said Korean barbecue. He's like, you summoned me?
You summoned me?
Oh, I
That's
also
like,
really
That's like when anyone says Genshin in our Discord server. John's like,
word.
Genshin, you say?
Oh my
Tell me
God.
more.
There's a new character. She's voiced by Ifaruz.
Oh my god.
Her character
Well, you're already
design-
sold.
Well, she's like a half ocelot person. She's super sexy. You know, she's supposed to be like Brazilian or something, I swear. And not only is she just like a beautiful design and beautifully voiced and everything, her kit is actually amazing. She's an amazing support. It makes my pay to win team even stronger, like literally twice as strong now. I haven't spent any money on Genshin for like 4 or 5 months.
Well, you're about
Lies.
to.
Lies.
You're about to.
I didn't have to because I buy the monthly thing where it's like $5 a month and you get a certain amount of you claim it every day basically, and I just saved up for 5 months worth, so I didn't have to spend any extra money outside of the like $25 I spent so far to get 3 copies of her and 1 copy of her sword. I had really good luck this time. And I have leftovers. I can pull again and get another guaranteed character.
The gotcha gods are on your side.
Yeah, this because I haven't used
now.
it for like 6 months.
Yes, for now.
Well, I've been saving up for a good character. Like all the characters they've released so far, I'm just like, yeah, it's kind of just whatever. I don't really care about them. So, and I'm waiting for like 2 more. Maybe I might not pull on one of them just because like I like her character design, but like her kit itself is not something I really care about. That's another thing that I have. So many pay-to-win teams, and it's as long as this unit can make my actual waifu the strongest in the world, which is Noelle. She's a free character that you get, and she's the best character, by the way. She's a maid.
Tell me more.
Don't
That's
tell
it.
me more.
She's just
Don't.
the maid of the Night Order, and she's like, she's like my 3rd strongest unit because I spent so much time investing into her gear. And building her and having all these support units to make her stronger, it's insane.
Well, to go back to the question, another one that I thought of is Isekai Izakaya. I really love the food on that show as well as the beer that they serve on there. It just looks so fucking beautiful.
Someone say beer?
But yeah, great show.
All right. I guess another question, kind of in the same vein, comes from New Vegas Savior. What are some of the worst foods you've ever tried? Durian.
Ooh.
I don't think durian is not the worst I've ever had. No, definitely not. Because I think durian tastes good.
The taste is good, but
okay.
man, the smell is hard to get over.
It smells like old boots, and it tastes like custard, and then the aftertaste of old boots is garbage. I completely agree. I think durian is like... it's not the best.
This is
I
a
think
question for John because I do not.
I don't play Zeniless Zen Zone. I only
Say
have
that
one
5
gacha
times
game in
fast
my
right
life.
now.
Zeniless Zen Zone. Zenless Zen Zone. I don't remember. It's ZZZ. Anyway, also made by HoYoverse. I don't play it. I only play Genshin. I don't even play Honkai Impact anymore. I just play Genshin.
It tastes like yogurt for a hot second. Is that about the durian?
Yeah, it's a custard. Durian's like custard.
Yeah, I mean it's yeah.
Yeah, Yelan looks freaking amazing, and she's an amazing support, amazing sub DPS. I always run her in like my squads when I'm just like, yeah, I don't really feel like playing right now. Just run Yelan, slot her in.
Worst
Trying to think
food,
of
though.
the worst food. Something that I ate and I was like, absolutely the.
I know. Okay, shut the fuck up. I actually had something come to me. So
He's
for
having a brain
years,
blast.
yes, because I had to actually think about this. So for years, just because it was super easy, my mom bought a shit ton of waffles and just threw it in the freezer. Because she bought and like, you know, during the morning, she'd just prepare that and then
You just
send
have
us
freezer
off.
burnt waffles for the rest of your life.
Yeah, the problem was because of how many she bought and like the fact that they didn't regulate the temperature in the freezer, it everything in there got freezer burned, specifically the waffles. And that's all she made in the morning at some point. And I was just like, I'm fucking tired of these Eggo waffles that are freezer burned. It's so disgusting. One day, I actually threw up after eating it. I was like, I'm not eating breakfast anymore. I'm not eating Eggo waffles anymore. I literally can't get the taste out of my head. It's so bad.
Projectile vomit to make a point.
I didn't projectile vomit, but like it just came back up. I'm like, bleh. I'm like, nope. It's not happening anymore. Like, I'll just go hungry.
John's getting told on in the chat. John's crockpot ham. What is John?
Oh, this is a story.
It's not much of a story. My older sister can make like this really good crockpot honeyed ham, like pineapple honey ham. And I've been trying to like learn how to use a crockpot, and I'm just terrible at it. I cannot use a crockpot to save my life. I can cook everything else like regular fine. Give me an oven, give me a freaking frying pan, I'll cook anything up. But I don't know how to use a crockpot. It doesn't make sense to me. Like,
isn't it just a pressure cooker?
No,
not
it's slow
necessarily.
cook.
Or slow cook, yeah.
When I slow cook things in the crock pot, it turns out like crap. If I slow cook things in the oven, it turns out great. I can slow cook in everything but a crock pot. I don't know why.
Have you used a smoker to slow cook?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm just terrible with the crock pot.
Well,
I don't know.
he's not saying he can't slow cook things. He just can't slow cook things in a crock pot.
No,
I
that's
don't
what
know,
I was
dude.
wondering. That is so weird.
See, my mom uses a crock pot all the time when we do spaghetti because she makes the spaghetti sauce in there and lets it cook for hours. And we make like a beef sauce, spaghetti sauce with it. So she'll just put like the ground beef in there, like the diced up ground beef. Throw it in there with a bunch of tomatoes, pasta sauce, mushrooms, and let that cook for like 8 hours in the crock pot.
Yeah, see, if I'm gonna make a braise or something, I'm better off just doing it in a Dutch oven in my actual oven. Like that's
Which is
just
fine. That's a perfectly good way to cook too.
I don't know, man. I don't know how people use crock pots. It doesn't make sense to me how people can make really good food in a crock pot. I can't do it.
Listen, come to the South. I'll teach you. We cook in crock pots all the time down here. I'm trying to think what the worst food I've ever had besides the durian was.
Well, I've had
a lot of really
lutefisk
bad
before, and I think that's pretty terrible.
I've had a lot of
what?
bad smelling foods before.
Lutefisk?
Yeah, what's that?
The fermented shark from Sweden.
Okay.
That!
The thing that straight up tastes like fucking ammonia. And it smells
smells about as bad too.
Yeah. That was pretty awful.
I have had that before. That was awful. I've had Limburger cheese. That stunk. The taste was fine, but it was the smell was awful.
Have you guys ever had natto?
Yes,
Okay.
once.
It's the fermented soybeans that's like has the consistency of snot.
Yeah, and
I like
looks
natto.
like, and
I
kind of
like
looks
natto.
looks like snot too. Not gonna lie.
I think the taste of natto is good, but that texture of snot I cannot get over.
See, that's the thing.
I just
though.
cannot.
There's,
It makes
there's
like
so
it's
many,
gross.
There's so many things out there that like they might look good and they might taste good, but the texture gets in my mouth and I'm like, ooh.
Yeah.
I'm really lucky in the fact that I can eat so many different types of textures and be completely fine. I'm very happy about that.
But yeah, taste wise, lutefisk, worst taste because it's just ammonia. Just drink freaking. I mean, I'm kidding. Don't drink ammonia. Do not drink ammonia, guys. That is not healthy.
And don't mix ammonia and bleach, please. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, please don't.
Don't
do
be a
that.
Peggy Hill.
I don't know. Other than the stinky stuff that I've eaten before, I can't really think of something that stands out as like the worst thing I've ever eaten.
Oh my god! Speaking of stinky things, stinky tofu, like the Chinese dish, is so good.
No.
Oh my god!
I've never had that. Is it that stinky?
It's so good.
But is it stinky?
Powerade isn't that bad.
Powerade, I mean, it's knockoff Gatorade, but I mean, do items wrapped in cling wrap have a taste of the wrap no matter what? I mean, I
No.
think it depends on how long you keep it in the cling wrap. I mean, if you keep it there for years, maybe.
No,
I don't
I
think
mean,
cling wrap tastes like anything, but I mean,
you shouldn't be
at
eating
this point,
stuff
I'm
that's
90%. No, like I don't think cling wrap tastes like anything. It's plastic, but at this
Tastes
point,
like-
we're all like 90% microplastic anyway, so who
It-
cares, right?
It tastes like the finest gourmet microplastics, John. What do you mean?
Listen, if it's good enough for the Japanese to put it in cling wrap and heat it up, then it's good enough for me, all right? You're telling me
Fair
a whole
enough.
island of people is wrong?
I mean, they did get nuked. I'm just saying.
Twice.
Oh my god, Alex.
Am I wrong?
Moving on.
All right, here's a question that's got to be aimed at John. It's come from Classy the MILF Hunter. What's your manga hot take?
My manga
John, you-
hot take.
Ooh.
It's going to be hard for John to pick just one.
I'm not
It's
sure if I
not
have a
just
hot take,
John.
like-
How dare you, Natai? I am not a I am just
Hey,
wrong.
it's
I
the
am
boy.
just wrong. I am just wrong 90% of the time.
Hi, Natai. How's Japan going, you lucky motherfucker?
Oh yeah, he's in the land of the rising sun right now.
Yeah.
I don't
Speaking
think
of
if you
Ultra
knew.
Weeb.
I don't know if you knew how bad it was for him to just get there, you wouldn't call him lucky.
Ooh, Classy got a hot take.
Romance mangas are mid. I mean,
It's 10:30
Oh,
a.m. and my
Jesus.
sun
my
is
sun
rising.
is
all right.
rising. All right. Oh God.
He's having a golden experience right now. I don't think I don't know if I have any hot takes about manga. Like they're fine. What? I'm not sure what kind of takes I would have on manga that would be considered hot. Like there are good manga, there are bad manga. I think that manga can be used uniquely to present a great story, and either the art being really good can be part of why you enjoy it and why not. I don't think all manga need to look good. That's for sure. Like
There are
I
many
think
good
like
manga that don't.
well, because like One Punch Man, like the original one drawn by One, I think is still a good manga.
Looks like
it
But it
looks
looks
like
like dog
absolute
shit.
dog shit.
Looks like
Uh,
dog shit. He's
I think
gotten
it's
better
great,
over the
though.
years.
Yeah, he's gotten better. Like you
Yeah.
look at Mob
You would
Psycho.
hope so.
But yeah,
yeah.
like I guess that could be considered a hot take. Manga doesn't have to look pretty because there's a lot of manga that do look pretty.
There you go. Best MILF is the mom from Erased. Yes, I do see that mouth. What that mouth do, honey?
Bro, that joke is like 8 years old at this point. Like,
Listen, thank you for stopping by, Org. Here, this isn't necessarily a manga hot take, but it is a manhwa hot take. They're too damn fucking long.
I don't think that's a hot take. I think a lot of people have that agreement. I think a lot
Yeah,
of
that's
I
not a
guess
hot
that's not
take.
really a hot take. That's just a common take at this point.
your prologue does not need to last 100 chapters.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
Um,
The hot MILF is Kushina Uzumaki. I mean, Naruto's mom is kind of hot, not gonna lie.
I think probably the closest thing to a hot take I could even say is the only thing that truly matters for a manga is the story needs to be good or catchy. The art doesn't matter, the characters don't necessarily matter. Like, I think the most important thing is probably the story itself has to be able to catch you.
Well, yeah,
I think
like,
that's what matters.
I think that Berserk wouldn't be nearly as good if the backgrounds weren't so fucking detailed, because that's
Yeah.
part of the aesthetic.
Yeah, the art in Berserk helps elevate the story, but the story is still good.
Yeah, but without the art, I don't think it would be nearly as good.
No, I agree. I think there are some manga where the story is like completely paramount, and even with bad art, it's still really good. Like
There's
One Punch Man.
oh my god.
Actually, One Punch Man is the perfect example. Like, the biggest reason I love it is because of its art. The story is just okay at best.
You're talking
Yeah.
about the manga that wasn't done by One.
Yeah, by
One
Murata.
Murata, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say, if you're talking about the original,
Speaking of One Punch Man by Murata, it finally came off of hiatus.
Wait,
Oh,
what?
nice.
What? I didn't
Yeah.
hear this. What?
It finally came out of hiatus. It's back on Shonen Jump. Like 2 new chapters dropped over the last week or two.
I did not hear about. Oh, yo, I have something to do after this.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh
I've
my
been
god.
waiting for months.
Revenge manga stories are so ass, man. Coming in with massive hot takes. Okay.
I don't think that's a hot take. I think a lot of them follow the same formula. Like,
Yeah.
I like Ubel Blot. Ubel Blot is a revenge story, and it's basically like, what if Guts wasn't a pussy?
Hey, well, you know what? More people are going to find out what that's all about soon because it's getting an anime adaptation next year.
Ubel Blot?
Yeah.
Finally! Oh my god. Jesus.
And allegedly, they have said it's going to be completely uncensored.
Oh god.
Ooh.
All right. That's terrible. Ubel Blot's real fucked
Wait,
up.
why? Wait, give some examples.
Very
We're gonna
terrible things that I can't say on stream. Like,
Oh, that bad.
Yes.
and it's not
Oh.
even
Yes.
implied like it is in Berserk, where it's like you see the thing and it's implied that it happens. It's like, nope, it just happens. You see it happening.
All right,
Yeah.
then.
I would say between the two, Berserk is the far better story. But if you're just there for like torture or gore porn, I mean, Ubel Blot's pretty good.
Oh,
It's not the best one for torture and revenge. If you want to
No.
talk about torture and revenge, the best one would probably be I don't even remember the name of it, but the main character's name's Raoul.
That is a great segue into another question that was asked by Classy the MILF Hunter. What is your favorite revenge and or redemption story that you've ever seen or read?
I mean, Berserk.
Yeah, Berserk.
Like,
Wait, ever?
Yeah, I'm assuming this question is like for anything, not just like anime and manga, like just stories in general.
I
'Cause,
think
I mean,
Berserk.
the best revenge story is Hamlet.
Yeah, I mean, no, well, I really like Berserk because it's a revenge and redemption story. Because it's like I joked and said, yeah, Guts is a pussy compared to the main character in Ubel Blot, but the point of Berserk is the following Guts as a character and how he's like driven by revenge at the beginning, but we realize like, yeah, he's a sensitive little pussy, but like he's a human. Unfortunate things happened to this man, and he was hardened by life, and he thought that he could live his life without being. Then he unfortunately gets betrayed again and again, and he doesn't want to open up, but then he makes more friends along the journey, and opens up slowly to them and realizes they're the treasures, and it's a great fucking story, dude.
Yes!
How many like. We need a great Berserk adaptation because it's such a good manga, dude. Oh my god.
Well, the fan-made adaptation isn't happening, so fuck that, I guess.
Look,
Can I just
Berserk.
say... No, hold on. Can I just say, if you're going to do a fan project of a copyrighted thing, don't announce it until it's done, and then put it out there, because people will fucking archive it before the people who made it get it taken down, and you get that cease and desist, and it will always be out there for all time.
Ooh.
John, when are we doing a Berserk episode? Buddy, whenever you want, man. Like, I feel
You
like...
two really should. You two 100% should.
I think, wouldn't every one of us... Oh, wait, hold on. Chino, have you read Berserk?
I have not read Berserk yet.
Okay. All right.
I have, but not like the most recent
Speaking of redo.
stuff that's come out. Redo of Healer. Oh my god, no. Literally
Terrible.
peak anime? No. Peak smut, maybe.
Queen Bee is cursed. Yes. Was that last
Queen
week we were
Bee-
talking about that? Where I
Queen
was like
Bee-
talking about Queen Bee, and then you're like, "Why does that name fill me with rage?"
Yeah, that was me.
I think we need to specify not the musicians, the hentai
Yeah.
producers.
Yeah, not Virach Machi or whatever the freaking actual name is, but Queen Bee, the hentai producers are like literally the worst. At one point, they were like the best in the industry. I think back in like the early 2000s or something.
Hey, at one point people thought Studio Dean was good too, John.
Unless that was Golden Bear that I'm thinking of. I don't remember.
Maybe think of Golden Bear, actually. I think Queen Bee's always been hated.
Or Milky or something. There's so many...
Going back to the whole revenge/redemption story, if anyone out there is looking for a very underrated anime original about revenge, 91 Days. That anime is phenomenal, and I don't think it gets anywhere near the recognition it deserves.
Is that the mobster one?
Yeah,
Okay, I remember you guys talking about doing episodes on that. I think we did a spoiler cast, right?
we did it. I think way back in the day. Me and
Way
Show
back
did the
then,
spoiler
yeah.
cast. I think that came out in 2018. I think something around there. 91 days is so good, and the fact that more people haven't seen it or know anything about it, just do it. Fucking do it. It's a great anime. But if we're talking about best revenge stories ever, Hamlet obviously is the best revenge story ever. Also, Alexandre Dumas' The Count of Monte Cristo, phenomenal revenge story.
What's the what's it called with Oedipus? The
Oedipus
Odyssey.
Rex?
The Odyssey.
The Odyssey.
There's
No,
an
that's
actual
not.
play called Oedipus Rex. The Odyssey is Odysseus.
Yeah,
Is the main character of that.
Yeah,
But there's
I was thinking of
there's
Odysseus.
There's an old play called Oedipus Rex.
No, I was thinking of Odysseus from the Odyssey. That's a pretty good
That's
revenge story.
Yeah, that's just a good epic story in general.
Yeah. But no, Berserk, 100%. Like it's like the peak. The worst.
Yes, Natai. 91 Days is done by the same studio that did Durarara.
Oh.
When someone
Dr.
is dying
Faust.
of thirst and you give them water, they will think of you as a god. That's Queen Bee and Dean. That's great. That's phenomenal. This right here, 100%.
I can't think of anything specific at the moment, so I'll say the best revenge story, and this is gonna be cringe as fuck. Some Naruto fan fiction I read when I was so young, and it had just base Naruto getting revenge on everyone. It was so fucking cringe, and I loved it. I don't even remember what it's called because it's so long ago.
Bye, Natai. Have fun in Japan.
Bye, Natai,
Bye,
you lucky
Natai.
fuck.
Also in the anime sphere, the first season of Vinland Saga, phenomenal revenge story.
And then it falls off because the revenge stops.
No, it's just not about revenge. The whole story is not about revenge. It's just the first part. Naruto fanfiction, let's go. Would y'all consider Code Geass to be a revenge story?
No.
No. Wait.
I was gonna say if you could consider that a revenge story, then I would say it's a great story. It is still a great story, regardless.
No, I don't think it's a revenge story at all. Like, he doesn't get revenge on anyone. He just wants to bring peace to the world. He wants to bring peace for his little sister. Like, that's the main goal.
I guess he does want to topple an empire, I guess, but I don't think that's really revenge.
But it wasn't out of spite.
No, it wasn't.
Oh,
It
he
was
did
out of
hate
like
his
an
dad.
intense. It was out of an intense desire to change the world as he saw it. It's not. That's not
it
really
was
a
an
revenge
intense
story.
desire to change the status quo. I wouldn't say that's revenge, though.
Yeah, you
It
can be
wasn't simply
motivated to do
because-
that by revenge, but I don't think in this case it is.
I mean, from the outset, it seems like it's a revenge story because it's like, oh, his mom got gunned down. So then
But
he
deep
wants to
down,
bring-
it's not really a revenge story.
Yeah.
It's more about a
Wouldn't say
change
so.
the world story. All right. The next question comes from New Vegas Savior. What's the most comfy anime you've ever watched? That should be a very easy answer for me when I say Yuru Camp.
Poco's Udon World. My absolute favorite.
Another
Like,
great
it's so good. Poco is he's so cute. Sweet Darwin. Da, 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 da.
John loves Poco Zudon World, and when it
Dude,
was
I
airing, he
love-
would not shut the fuck
It's
up.
so
about
good.
it. To be fair, when Yuru Camp's airing, I don't shut the fuck up about it either.
Dude, you've got SOS by Weaver as the OP, all right? I don't remember
Also-
what the ED is actually called.
Flying Witch, another great comfy anime.
That's what I was thinking of. Thank you. Yeah, it's probably my favorite Iashiki, Flying Witch.
Yeah. Oh man. Flying Witch, when it was airing, was like my go-to comfort anime.
I had
love
a
it so
couple of
much.
anime a couple seasons ago. I don't remember it anymore, though. Trying to... I watched too much anime.
What,
I
like
don't
another
remember.
a comfort anime?
Yeah, it was an Iashike. Shiki? Iashike?
Yeah,
Whatever.
Shike.
Iashike. I don't remember it. I'd have to look at the seasonal charts to remember which one it was. There was
I
another one a
remember
couple
you
seasons ago
talking
that I
about
liked.
this because you said it was an anime I would love.
Yeah, I don't remember. But all-time favorite is Poco's Udon World. I highly recommend to anyone who wants a comfy, good anime, go watch Poco's Udon World.
Yeah, it's great. Also, that OP is just a bop.
Dude, SOS by Weaver is an amazing song.
It is. Soul Eater is mine. I don't think Soul Eater's a comfy anime.
Well, I mean, if they feel comforted by it,
I guess if
right?
it's your comfort anime, more power to you. It's a great anime for Halloween though. All right. Next question comes from Sane17. If you had sex with a female virgin xenomorph, would your dick dissolve off because its blood is acidic?
Yes.
I
Well,
guess,
that's-
but I'd also wonder what blood is. Well, I guess that may be a stupid question. What's blood doing in their vagina? But
See, that's fully going off the fact that you're presuming that they have a hymen. I don't.
Yeah,
Xenomorphs
they're
intrinsically are
they're
sexual
parasitic.
creatures. No, it's not even that. They're intrinsically sexual creatures. Geiger was a fucking mad lad. I love him. I don't think they would have hymens. I don't.
also, I'd like to add, if the blood is acidic, there's a high probability that other bodily fluids are acidic, at least to humans.
Okay, but like they're a parasitic reproducing race, so
Yeah.
you wouldn't have sex with anything.
Well,
Except maybe they're
Shinoda would.
Yeah.
No,
Shinoda
but I'm
has
just saying,
sex
That's
like,
a
with
whole
fucking
nother thing.
Bulbasaur.
they reproduce by injecting you with the parasite or the egg, the little face huggers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they inject the parasite into you, and then it pops out of your chest.
So they don't have a
So-
hole, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Well, they gotta have at least one hole. The poop's gotta come out somewhere, John.
I don't think they poop.
They
Their
don't.
blood is acidic. What else is
They don't
acidic,
poop.
bro?
I mean, I guess, but life finds a way. Yeah. I mean, maybe they have a cloaca. I don't know.
They don't.
But if they reduce parasitically, then yeah, they wouldn't have a vagina or a cloaca, so it wouldn't matter.
If you're talking about an actual movie
You know what?
canon, they don't.
I'm gonna send an email to Ridley Scott, and we'll get to the bottom of this. All right. Well, I'll see you next month, and if he answers me, well, we'll get to.
You don't need to. The answers are already online.
I don't care what
People-
fans say, as long as Ridley Scott tells me it's true or not. Like,
People have made
They-
xenomorphs fuckable. Logic fucked off.
People. Okay, hold on. People didn't make them fuckable. Fucking their creator make them fuckable because that's what their whole thing is about.
Shinoda made them fuckable.
No,
I
no.
don't know enough about this topic to tell you otherwise. Like, I just like watching aliens. Like, I like
mean,
the
it's a
movie.
good franchise. I mean, there's some stinkers in there.
There's some stinkers in there for sure. Predators versus Aliens was pretty fucking terrible.
Yeah.
The
That was a
second
great.
one-
Hold on. That was great camp though. That was a great camp
mean-
movie.
Not
if you
the
go
first
into
one.
it,
The
wanting
second
it to
one
be
I
camp,
liked
then
better.
sure.
The first one I didn't like. Requiem was a lot better in my opinion.
Yeah. All right. So the last question we are going to ask for this WTF comes from New Vegas Savior, and it's all YouTube because I don't know shit about this. What is your favorite Warhammer 40K faction?
Adeptus Mechanicus. Easy. I like being part robot. All hail the Omnissiah.
From the
From the
moment
moment
I knew
from the moment I realized the weakness of my flesh, it disgusted me. I crave the certainty of machine. Like what? Of I crave the certainty of steel.
Okay.
Oh,
I don't know what
Other
any of
than
that means, but
the Black Tempests are pretty cool. That's their name, right? The Black Tempest.
yeah.
Yeah, the ones who are like, we're waging war against everyone, so we have more than 10,000 Space Marines. We're gonna kill everyone for the Emperor. Or no, the Black Templars, I think. Black something. I gotta look it up.
I
don't play enough
know
40K
either way.
to know
This
this.
is so far out of my wheelhouse.
Yeah, it's the Black Templars. They're a pretty cool faction. But yeah, no, the Adeptus Mechanicus are my absolute favorite, just because I've always liked, like, if I could be in a cyberpunk world where I'm like half robot, that'd be sick. There are certainly a lot of body parts I wish I could replace with robotic parts, like my non-working eye, my non-existent spleen and pancreas, and like I would love to have those things, fucking fix my bum knee.
Okay.
For me, it would either have to be the Space Wolves or the Blood Ravens. I love both of them so fucking much.
Death Guard are pretty cool too.
Death Guard are cringe as fuck. Fuck off.
Whatever, you're a Slanesh fucker. Who cares?
He's a Bulbasaur fucker.
Yeah, same thing.
Your opinion is mute.
Same difference.
Your
Same
opinion is
difference.
moot.
I mean, the Space Wolves are basically the furry faction of the Space Marines. I'm not
Blood
kidding
Ravens
either.
Kleptos? I don't know. If the Blood Ravens are
Yes,
kleptos or not. Are they?
Yes,
Do they just, like,
yes,
stealing
yes,
shit?
yes. Yeah, the Blood Ravens have a huge notoriety as kleptomaniacs. It's hilarious.
Now, Liam brings up a good point, though. I think that the Salamanders were probably because they're the most
They're
compassionate,
the most honorable. Yeah.
the most compassionate faction of all the Imperium of Man.
Okay.
And in Henry Cavill's 40K TV show, hopefully they'll be the Salamanders because those are going to be the most likable guys. Otherwise, everyone else is like, nah, we don't care about nothing but killing other things. Like, which is an unfortunate thing. Like, there's no faction you could follow in 40K unless it's the Salamanders that would make you actually like the characters. Outside of them just being badasses, like just straight up badasses, because only the Salamanders will actually help weaker people. Everyone else does not give a fuck about people who are going to die. They're just like, mission goes up, is above all, you know? Like the Adeptus Mechanicus don't care how many people have to die for them to recover technology and destroy anything that's heretic. They just want to do that, which I think is sick as fuck.
Okay. I'm gonna have to just agree with everything you two just said because I have no idea. I agree with everything.
God, I hope that 40K show it turns out really good.
I hope
I
it
really
actually
do.
happens.
I don't think
it's
from
still-
what I've heard, it may not be happening.
Really? Oh man, that sucks.
I think Henry
Hell,
Cavill had a
Amazon.
falling out with the producers.
Well, I mean, if that's true, then that's a good thing because he really likes 40K, and if they don't want to create it in his vision of it, because again, he played a very good Geralt of Rivia, and then the showrunners fucked up the show, so
Yeah.
Yeah, Henry Cavill's an actual fucking nerd. Therefore, let him do his shit. He knows what he's
let
talking
that
about.
man cook.
Let him cook me. I mean, what? Anyway. But yeah, that's going to be it for our WTF questions this month. If I know there's a few we didn't get to that were in our WTF questions channel on our Discord server. If we didn't, we'll try and get to them next month. If you have one that you want to ask, be sure to join our Discord server. Link down below where you can ask in a dedicated channel. Whenever you have a question for us that you want us to answer here on stream. So let's actually get to what we want to talk about this month.
Hold on. This sounds like a green text, honestly.
The emperor who can't drink milk, we must defend him from the form, the world. What?
Therefore, from the world. Either way, it sounds like a green text.
Okay. So there's one thing I want to talk about really, really quickly. This actually happened today, a few hours actually before we started this this stream rather. The Federal Trade Commission here in the United States has created a new rule saying that canceling subscriptions has to be as easy for signing up as signing up.
Fucking go.
This is a huge win. Gym owners everywhere are in shambles. Yeah, this is a new rule that's coming into effect. I don't know exactly what the timeline is for this rule to come into effect, but I do know one thing based on the articles I have read about it is that once this rule goes into effect, every business that does a subscription model will have 180 days to comply. So yeah, that's pretty much it. They call it click to cancel, meaning if it's as simple as signing up for a subscription as clicking something and putting in your information, it has to be that easy to cancel the subscription.
Yeah, if it takes 3 clicks to subscribe, then it should take no more than 3 clicks to unsubscribe.
Yeah. I remember Biden talked about this good good while ago. I'm glad this actually got implemented. I legitimately love this rule.
Thank the Lord we're
Yeah.
catching up to the EU from 10 years ago.
Yeah, right?
Seriously.
And exactly, rare government W, very rare government W. This is I can't see a bad. I can't see a con to this. Like I can't see a bad side to this rule taking effect.
Well,
mean,
hold
I
on.
guess if you're-
There is a con. There
If
is
you're
a
a
con.
business owner, if you're a
Yeah.
business owner, yeah, I can see there being a very big con. But
So you're telling me the FTC is doing its actual job? What?
For once, yes.
A government agency doing its actual job? What?
the feds doing their job, oh my god, and not putting people in jail
Okay.
for no reason.
Hold on. I will say that the FTC has been on top of their shit for a while. Like, they have been going after multiple companies recently, and I've been loving that. Especially
I mean,
like
yeah, I guess-
Amazon's, Google's, like they've
you
been
know-
really cracking down.
You know, Classy Ulysses has a interesting thing here. Like a loophole could be they're going to make signing up more complicated
No, they wouldn't.
to make.
No, they
I don't
wouldn't.
think it will because that's really stupid business like practice. But I mean, I'm sure some business out there will find a loophole. Adobe will find a way to not have to comply with this. I guarantee you.
Adobe makes it pretty easy to cancel. You just can't get refunds.
That's true. And then they try and charge you for canceling early.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think this is a phenomenal thing. Again, rare government W, as Classy said. I am excited to see this take effect. Like I said, there's no timeline yet as to when this rule is going to take effect, but once it does, businesses in the United States will have 180 days to comply with it or face sanctions and fines from the FTC.
I have a strong feeling it's going to be like most other laws. January 1st, 25 goes
Maybe.
into effect.
Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, I wanted to talk about that because that's something I care about. Like this, the consumer rights stuff is big.
I am very pro-union and pro
Consumer?
pro-consumer. No, right to repair. I'm very pro-right to repair.
Right to repair.
Oh,
yeah.
absolutely. Yeah.
Like the stuff that John Deere tries to do, disgusting.
Absolutely disgusting.
Like the shit Apple constantly was pulling off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly. I would argue the John Deere stuff might be a little more egregious because that's farm equipment. We need that
Yeah.
to fucking live.
Yeah, make you sign up for a $75,000 tractor that simply replacing one rubber gasket that costs $3 is not going to cost you like 100 and something, 200 and
or
something.
more.
Yeah.
Plus, you have the downtime because you can't repair it yourself. But anyway,
Yeah,
also
if you
something-
try to shit on farmers, you just earn my hate automatically. Because, like, literally every one of us needs farmers. Like, why would you
Exactly.
hate them?
Also, something else I wanted to share really quickly, and in fact, I'm going to bring this up. I'm gonna talk about sports again. Okay, he's talking about sports again. You can tune out if you don't care. But something I've always hated about professional sports in this country. Yes, there you go, Janota. Is the and here I'm gonna bring this up right here. Is the idea of the locker room interview. I absolutely fucking hate it. And I'm so happy that the NFL Players Association, which is the union that governs NFL players, has put out this statement about a week and a half ago at this point. I'm just going to read it out since it's a really short one. It says, over the past 3 years, the NFL Players Association has tried to work with the NFL and Pro Football Writers of America to move media interviews out of locker rooms. However, there has been little willingness to collaborate on a new solution. Players feel that locker room interviews invade their privacy and are uncomfortable. This isn't about limiting media access, but about respecting players' privacy and dignity. The NFL's current media policy is outdated. We, the NFL Players Association Executive Committee, urge the NFL to make immediate changes to foster a more respectful and safer workplace for all players. In the meantime, we encourage each player to ask for interviews outside the locker room during the week.
I
I
understand
like this.
that wanting locker room interviews is because it's more intimate. More people are heated, so it makes for better entertainment. I get that. However, I think it's stupid. I definitely think that people should have a right to privacy. right? You
Yeah.
should be able to choose what you want to share, when you want to share it.
Exactly.
But I also feel like, hey, what about getting medical coverage for all of your retired players? Because that's kind of a big deal,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
You know, there are other things that I think they should be working on top of just this. Like,
Yeah.
this is smoke and mirrors. Like,
It is,
how
but
about
it's also, I think,
healthcare?
it is, but I also think it's not a bad like thing to look at and maybe change, because I think it's really outdated, not just in football but in every sport. I hate this. I never played sports professionally, but I just don't understand the need for them. They are outdated, and like, bro, it's a fucking locker room. There could be cock and balls hanging out. It's a
Like I
locker
said,
room. And it's not just men.
because-
They allow women into the locker rooms in these games, and like, that would make me super uncomfortable
That's hella uncomfortable.
if I were
yeah.
playing. If I were a professional athlete, that would make me super uncomfortable that there's a woman in the locker room.
So, John, I do agree with what you said. There are bigger issues that they do need to focus on. That being said, I do think that this is one of those things where, like, yo, these guys just played a tough-ass game. Let them get out of their gear. Let them, like, calm down. Like, they can do an interview afterwards. Just give them, like, 10, 15 minutes to just chill out for a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, treat them like people. Come on, they're still human. Like, celebrities they may be, they're still people.
I'm
Yeah.
just saying, if it was between like chasing after having healthcare for retired players, like access to good healthcare in the NFL, because if you're not an active player, you don't have access to it, which is terrible because of CTEs and shit like that.
Yeah. Or just repetitive stress injuries too. I mean, there's people that deal with that shit, breaking their legs
Yep.
all the time, and all the like what do you call it, the joint arthritis that they develop from that. But yeah, I don't know. It's good that someone's finally like taking a stand against it, and I hope other sports players unions follow suit with this, because it's just such an outdated thing for me. I don't like it. Anyway, we'll move on to someone else now. Chinoda,
I forgot what I put down.
you want to talk about the Pokemon leak, you Pokemon fucker?
Oh my god, I needed. All right, so I now that I'm able to see everything, as I was away from the internet for a little bit of time, I don't understand why everyone's talking about this. Like, it's crazy that Game Freak got hacked. I think that's insane. But the stories that they leaked of like things that were on the drafting table is like, yeah, they're pretty fucked up, sure, but they were pulling from real life sources, and it's a drafting table. Like,
Yeah, it's spitballing, basically.
yeah, Halo was originally a game about friggin' what, driving or something, right?
It was originally going to be, I think, an RTS.
No, it was an RTS. Yeah,
Was it an RTS? Yeah.
And then
like-
it was a third-person shooter, and then a first-person shooter.
and it was
friggin'
for Apple.
Yeah, for Max, yeah.
Dead Space was originally going to be a jailbreak game or something, where it's like as the space station breaks down, you got to escape a jail or some shit like that. Like, instead of what it is today, it's nothing, dude. It's such a big nothing burger. I don't understand why the internet's freaking out about it.
Because
The internet's
furries.
freaking out about it. Yeah, because they're like, what? Pokemon porn? What? This a thing? They're freaking out over nothing, and
Yeah, like,
they've never seen or heard any of this before.
In-
They're like, what? My childhood's being attacked?
I'm pretty sure in Silver, there was that book that you can read that was like, yeah, once upon a time, Pokemon and humans came from the same origin, so they used to marry each other and stuff.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, that's part
Hell,
of
even in the
lore.
anime, they said that.
And from what I've understand from the stuff that I've read from this leak, it just kind of expands on that idea that was introduced. It just
Essentially.
goes into like somewhat lewd
Morbid
detail about some of it.
I will
Yeah,
say.
like-
that- Go ahead, John.
No, like, I get that it's like, oh my god, my children's Pokemon game. Like, I can't believe they would include real world
me
examples
clutch
of
my
terrible
pearls.
stories. Yeah, like Like I mentioned it in our Discord. I was like, have you heard the Norse mythology stuff? Like, how did Odin get Sleipnir? Like, it's pretty fucked up.
Lazy.
Oh,
So
you're gonna summon her now.
I will say this. Over the past couple of days, I've really learned a lot of people don't understand what bestiality is and what Pokemon are. Like, first of all, they're sentient beings, not animals. Learn the difference. Learn what the word actually means, you retards. God,
I don't say that on stream.
Yeah,
I feel
You can't say that here.
Gamer words.
So for Pokemon, I know that it's hard to imagine that Pokemon aren't pets because it seems like they're treated like pets. Because
And they kind of look like pets sometimes.
well, not only do
Yeah,
they look like
depending
pets,
on the form,
people
yeah.
kind of treat them like pets, but in reality, like in the Pokemon universe at least, not in reality, but in the realm of Pokemon, they're partners. You know, if a Pokemon doesn't like you, it will leave. It can leave. It's not like enslaved to you. There are some Pokemon that get treated horribly but still want to stay there because they care about their owners, you know, about their partners, which is a terrible thing.
And I'm sure there's some that do.
But
leave.
we've literally seen multiple times Pokemon that do leave because they don't put up with that shit.
Yeah, like the was it the Squirtle gang? Squirtle Squad?
Squirtle.
Yeah, like there are a bunch of abandoned Squirtles or something, right? The freaking
Oh,
I
you're
don't
talking about
remember.
from the
That
anime.
was so long ago.
from the anime, yeah.
That
I
was
don't
so
remember
long
the
ago. I
actual
don't remember
origins
it, yeah.
of them, but I remember them being like either abandoned or runaways or something like that.
I don't, you know, it's been a long
Orphaned?
time since I've seen
Squirtles?
seen Pokemon the anime, but point is, yeah,
They
I don't
look
think
cool with glasses though, John.
like Pokemon, like for example, I remember people were like, Vanillite, is that the vanilla ice cream Pokemon?
Yeah.
They're like, oh my god, why would this Pokemon like look like this? It's like, no, this Pokemon was around before ice cream was invented. Ice cream is based on this Pokemon, actually. Like that's in the lore. It's kind of just funny.
Do you know?
Yeah.
This is apropos of nothing we're talking about. It's just something I learned recently. If you had to guess, where do you think ice cream was actually invented in the world? If you had to guess,
Somewhere in
Italy?
Europe, because it had like cows. No, Europe. The Europeans didn't invite ice cream.
it was invented in the Middle East.
Oh,
Of all
What?
fucking places, ice cream was invented in the Middle East. In
How?
Persia. Ancient Persia.
how did
Those
they get the
Persians were
ice?
weird. Yeah.
They would get it off the tops of mountains
Oh,
in the wintertime. And they would use, like, I think it was, like, goat's milk and stuff to flavor it.
Goat milk
That's
is really
that's
delicious.
like the origins of ice cream. I never would have imagined of all places on Earth that ice cream would have been invented in the Middle East. Yeah, we were talking about how there's literally lore within the games that said that Pokemon and people used to get married.
And not just in the game, in the manga, in the anime, like it's literally everywhere. And a lot of people just haven't actually read those things or seen those things. Therefore, like the majority of people didn't know about it, and that's the thing. So, for anyone who hasn't caught up or doesn't know about this,
I've been living under a rock for the last 5 days. Yes.
like John, Game Freak got hacked. There was a terabyte of data that was being held ransom, and obviously you don't pay pirates because otherwise you just encourage them more and more.
Yeah, we don't negotiate with terrorists.
Yeah, except that we do, but we don't talk about that. So the data got leaked, obviously, online, and unfortunately, a lot of employee information actually got out, which is really scary and really unfortunate. I feel
That's
really
the unfortunate
sorry
thing
for
about
them.
all this.
Yeah, like the cool part, if I may say, the cool part is the fact that we got a lot of background stuff on Pokemon, especially the like upcoming some upcoming stuff, mostly on older stuff like older sprites, information.
Yeah, we
just
saw
a
like the
shit ton of
different designs of Pokemon.
different
Before they
designs.
finalized them. I thought that was kind of cool.
Minutes of multiple meetings, which I love that stuff. It's private company stuff for a reason, but I do love reading that type of thing.
I mean, yeah, in general, I love seeing stuff that gets put on the cutting room floor because then it makes me ask, like, well, why did this get cut? Especially if it's good stuff.
Yeah.
Now I remember the creator of Pokemon, like one of the things people always criticize or critique about Pokemon is like the design of the evolutions, how it goes from like super cute to like looking super not cute
Ferocious.
anymore, but
Yeah.
ferocious, but also kind of fucking silly. And it's like the creator of Pokemon said, like, I want the Pokemon to look cool, but I don't want them to look like super cool so we got to add silly shit to them, which is why like Pokemon evolutions are like that, where it goes from cute to like kind of ugly, then to like super cool looking, but also fucking kind of stupid. It's funny. It's just a funny design choice that they're just like, yeah, this is how we're gonna do Pokemon. It's like,
I will say, like, I don't think this leaked stuff was ever meant to be canon. I think it's
not canon.
I know it's not canon, but I don't think it was ever intended to be canon. I think it was stuff that was suggested, but was put on that was cut. I don't know at what stage it was cut or how close it was to becoming canon. And like I mentioned this in our Discord server, there are, especially with collaborative creative projects like Pokemon, there's writers that will create stuff like this. It gets rejected, and they're like, well, in my own time, I'm just going to expand on this myself as a writing project. And that may be what it is.
And here's the thing. None of this stuff has official... A lot of people don't realize, and I've seen this, like, most of it has been a meme, but like some people regurgitate it and say, oh yeah, it's canon now. A lot of people don't realize, no, this is not an official release. This is not canon. It's explicitly not canon. This is not stuff that is officially released. It's just not. It's fan fiction that that some authors wrote on the inside, and that's all that it is. It's just fan fiction. It's cooler because it's from the devs, from the people who actually made this stuff, but it's not official. Even though they wrote it, it's stuff that got cut. It's just stuff that was written and saved, but it's not official. It's not real. It's just in their minds, and that's it.
And really the only way to know one way or the other how close this ever became to becoming canon would be to talk to the people who created it that were in the writer's room writing it. Because they would know.
Yeah. And the likelihood of them actually talking about this stuff is nil.
Yeah. It's funny because something like this recently happened in the Star Trek world. There was an article that was released about, I want to say 3 or 4 months ago, where they were talking about, the people who wrote this article were talking about an episode idea that was pitched by William Shatner to return to the series or return to the franchise in the series Enterprise. And I mean, it sounds really like plausible based on how the article was written, but William Shatner himself came out and said, this never fucking happened. And what really happened was people in the writer's room for that particular series came up with an idea that ended up getting scrapped that would have seen him return. That's what really happened. But everyone's talking about, oh, he actually had an idea to how to come back. It's like, no. A lot of Elder Scrolls lore is like that too. Listen, Elder Scrolls is co-written by cocaine and lots of alcohol, okay?
Some skooma.
That's what it's actually written by, skooma.
Literally, is it Julian? Yeah, Julian LeFay, who created a lot of the Elder Scrolls lore, created a lot of it over a fucking weekend-long cocaine bender. I'm not joking.
Wait, what? Are you serious? I didn't know that.
A lot of the early lore for Elder Scrolls came out of a fucking cocaine bender.
A lot of lore is just created through cocaine benders. That is true.
Listen,
let's go, Stephen King.
I'm gonna say there's a lot of stuff out there you like, especially fantasy stuff that comes out of drugs. It just comes from drugs. Elder Scrolls lore, it just works.
For those who don't know, the Khajiit are aliens.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, bro. Yeah,
they were originally meant to be aliens. Yeah.
No, they are. They are.
Why?
I mean, I guess technically, yeah, sure, but also they weren't originally. Well, I guess they were always supposed to be cat people, but they didn't originally look like they do now.
Yeah,
they originally
that was
just
different.
humans with painted faces. Early Elder Scrolls lore is wild. It's fucking wild.
Speaking of wild things, dude, the difference between Uber and Lyft is fucking wild. So,
I've
yeah.
never used Lyft. I've only ever used Uber.
I recently on a trip, I
Because she
decided
has
to
wares,
use-
not probes.
Khajiit has wares if you have coin. But
Not probes.
but not probes. I mean, I guess like trying to connect Fallout to Elder Scrolls. Maybe that's what Bethesda was thinking about. Maybe that's all I can think
Maybe.
about.
I mean, people try to connect it with the what's the singing route? Fuck. Nirnroot.
Nirnroot,
because Nirnroot appears in Fallout 4.
Does it?
Yeah, there's a plant that you can find in Fallout 4 that looks exactly like Nirnroot, and it looks that way because it's literally the Skyrim fucking textures for Nirnroot.
They just reuse textures.
They just reused the fucking textures for Nirnroot and recolored it.
So, for people who don't know, Uber and Lyft are rideshare services that you can download and use. I'm not sure if it's around the world, but here in the U.S. you can.
Uber's around the world. I think Lyft is in a
Mostly.
good amount of the world as well.
I have no idea what the reach of these two rideshare apps are, but I've always used Uber, and I have never used Lyft. And on a recent vacation somewhere, I used Lyft instead of Uber because I had a discount. And I was like, the place we're going to is pretty far, and I would certainly enjoy a 20% discount. So, dude, my Lyft driver is like, so on Uber, originally it was pitched as like this, you don't have to talk to the drivers, you don't even have to tip them. Like, you just go to where you want to go, they'll take you there in complete silence, and all this payment is made up front. So you don't got to deal with it. Tip included, you know? If you want to add more afterwards, then you can. Perfect. Love it. Sometimes I don't want to talk to people. You know, I just got off of a 5-hour shitty flight. I don't want to fucking talk to you. Don't talk to me. Don't ask me what I'm doing in the city, how my life is, what I do for work. Like, what the fuck's wrong with you? But my Lyft driver just kept talking to me the entire time. And the dude was using his phone, talking to his brother. They had a side business of buying, like, wrecked cars and flipping them. And this dude is just driving in traffic, fucking making calls with his brother, like, all right, here's the price point. We got to buy it at this. Like, fucking trading stocks type of shit, all right? On his fucking phone while driving it.
Man's a
just like,
hustler.
I respect the grind, dude. Like, holy shit. It was fucking wild, man. Like, what? I always saw the memes about, like, the difference between Uber and Lyft, where it's like Lyft is considered the shittier option of Uber because I believe it's cheaper too. But fuck, man,
Lyft is poor people Uber.
I wouldn't say it's poor people Uber, but like the running joke is that Lyft is a worse version of Uber. And again, like I said, I've only ever used Uber, and then I finally used Lyft, and this is my first and only experience with Lyft, and it was just amazing. Like the fact that he was just like making day trades about cars on auction, dude, while driving us and having a conversation with me. Like,
Would it be even better if he was like talking like an auctioneer on the phone?
he was talking with his brother. They were freaking negotiating like sell
No,
points.
I mean like doing the auctioneer voice, like.
No,
That would have
like,
been fucking amazing.
They're like talking about different lot numbers for what they need to bid, the maximum they'll bid on it, how much they can get it for, talking about the damage and stuff. And I'm like, this is all very interesting. I was a little bit concerned because again, he's doing this while driving me. Not that I'm gonna file a complaint. We didn't get in a crash or nothing, but like, damn, bro, what is going on with Lyft? I see that the memes are
That's
true
crazy.
now.
The memes are
actually
true.
crazy.
The memes are true. It was. I thought it was pretty wild.
I cannot think of a particularly like terrible experience I've ever had with Uber. Like I said, I've never used Lyft, but I've had some interesting experiences with Uber. With Uber, I have sometimes had like drivers who will chat with me, and most of the time I'm like very amenable to it. It's like, especially if it's small talk, like, what do you think of this weather? Where where are you from? What are you doing? How was your flight? Stuff like that. That's fine. I don't generally care about that. But while I was in DC this last time for Otakon, I had an interesting experience. Not to the degree you had with Lyft, but it was the first time I'd ever had a Uber driver pick me up, and I was with Ida. And we were going to the izakaya, the daikaya place in Chinatown for lunch, and we get in, and he doesn't have like the radio or any music on, right? But as we take off, his radio starts playing, and he's listening to a lecture on the radio about real estate. He's trying to get his real estate license. And
the hustle.
Respect the grind.
I respect it, but man, the dude, whatever lecture he was listening to, this dude had like the smoothest radio voice you've ever heard.
Bye, Classy. Thanks for popping in.
Yes, thanks for stopping by. That dude had whoever was doing this lecture had like the smoothest, like smooth jazz radio voice I've ever heard, talking about like mortgages and short sales and shit like that. That's like one of my most interesting experiences. I got a lecture while on my way to lunch.
My only bad Uber drive ever was one where the car smelled like actual dog shit. Like they had a dog or transported a dog and it shit in the backseat and they didn't get the smell out. Not only because it smelled like shit, but like the person couldn't find us and there's like their first drive or something. I don't know, man. And I was just like, this person like was just completely terrible. And then they like put a lower rating because I didn't tip him enough. And I'm like, what the fuck? Not only did you weren't able to find us. You your car stank like shit. You refused to fucking turn on the AC. Like, you were just a terrible driver. Like, get the fuck out of here. I rated you low because you fucking had terrible experience.
Yeah. I love that meme that I've seen about riding in an Uber. It's like you get in, it's like, hey, complete silence, get out, thanks, bye, 5 stars.
Absolutely.
That's very
Most of my
true.
Uber experiences have been like that.
Yeah. From what I understand from listening to people, like, most people's Uber experiences tend to be like that.
Well, that's been like 90% of my experience. Like, otherwise, maybe
every
if
so
I'll have
often
some
I get a
friends
chatty
with me,
Cathy.
yeah.
Every so often with Uber, I get a chatty Cathy, but it's not very often.
Yeah,
And even then, it's not that bad.
It's most of the time when I'm getting picked up to or taken to an airport.
I had one Uber driver that was really chatty, but it was pretty good conversation. I mean, learning about his like life and stuff. That was pretty cool to me. Just like, dude's just driving around. He was. I don't know if he was trying to sell me on the Tesla, if he owned Tesla stock or something, but he was like really telling me about Tesla, and I was just like, just learning a lot about EVs, and I'm like, oh, this is kind of cool. You know, I've always actually wondered about EVs, and I'm riding in a Tesla. It was the first time I was ever in one back in the day on it, so that was cool.
Man, the first time I got in a Tesla, it was an Uber. I was so fucking confused. I was like, how do I open this? Like, what's going on? What is this?
Where is the door handle? What witchcraft is this? You made the door handle disappear.
Literally, that's how I was like, what the fuck is going on? How do I do any of this shit? This is not a normal car.
Yeah,
it was interesting.
I will say, driving an electric vehicle is an interesting experience if you've never done it. That instantaneous torque feeling is very odd. Just having
the fact that you don't actually brake, you let go of the gas and it brakes for you.
Yeah,
Wait,
that was also weird.
Yeah, so in Teslas, like the Model Y, for example, to like brake, you have an actual brake, but the car will brake for you. Because it'll apply the proper amount of, because it's all electric, you know, it's got so many fucking wires and electronics and apps and stuff in there, monitoring stuff.
Yeah.
It'll start braking for you. So you can tap on the brake to brake harder, but it will slow down and like use the appropriate amount of force to stop you before you get before where you're going to hit something.
Bro, I do not trust cars or electronics enough to do that. Holy shit.
gets in an Uber at the Tesla. The driver turns around and presses a button. Yu-Gi-Oh deck pops up, and he duels you for the tip amount. 10 stars.
I need to
Oh,
read the
Lord.
deck first to see if I can actually win.
I haven't done Yu-Gi-Oh in so long. I would get my ass whooped. He'd take me for all that I had in my bank.
What you
account.
don't know is he has 2 pots of greed in his deck.
Those are bad.
Pendulum summons. The fuck is that?
Dude. I haven't played Yu-Gi-Oh since like the beginning, so I have no idea.
The field doesn't look like what it used to. It literally has additional card spots now.
Listen, I'll just tip him 100% of the drive, whatever it costs to drive me, just to not duel me, please. At least let me have my dignity. Do not banish me to the Shadow Realm.
That's pretty good.
I do not want to be obliterated.
Oh god. All right. Well, here's another part where you can actually you can take a nap now, Chinoda. I want to talk about VTuber shit.
Oh.
I'll
So
go
despite
take a shit
all
then.
of my efforts, I cannot get this boy into VTubers. I have tried. I have seriously tried.
You have not seriously tried. You have not interacted with me about VTubers at all. That's not interacting.
Look at her. Look at her and tell me she's not cute.
That's cute. I don't give a shit about your plushies. You haven't ever sent me like actual clips or something. You've never actually tried.
I send clips all the time in our
lying-ass-
Discord server.
No. You need to send it to me. I don't give a shit about what you post in general.
Okay, I will send you clips of VTubers being racist,
don't
and
do
then
that.
you will follow them.
Don't do that. I might
I will
actually.
send you. I will send you
might
clips
actually-
of Pipkin Pippa. Pipkin Pippa, the actual girl failure.
Wait, I have.
Exactly. I have those exact stickers, by the way. Do I need to call someone? I don't know. Maybe you do. But no. I talked about it a little. Yes, I have those cards as well. John, we went all the way out to LA.
I know. I have the shirt somewhere. I'm not gonna go grab it, but I honestly didn't think I'd fall this deep into the VTuber rabbit hole because, like, when it first started popping up,
No
and you
one
were, like,
ever
all
does.
about it. I know, right? I was just like, yeah, VTubers are kind of whatever. Like, it's whatever to me. Now I'm just like, man, I fucking love watching VTubers. I like specific artists for VTubing. Like, I don't actually watch VTubers live very often. I mainly watch, if I'm watching them live, it'd probably be like Kason or Corone, Polka sometimes. But
Polka.
for like
Potato
Marin,
PC. Potato.
No, beef PC!
Beef PC. Naruhodo.
God, fucking Polka.
Speaking of a girl failure, that Polka's an absolute girl failure.
Freaking so much VTuber shit has happened in the last month.
Last month or so, yeah.
Yeah. I only know about 2 of these. I don't know what the other 2 you have here are about.
List off your custom waifu colors, personality, themes, vibes, and there's a VTuber for you. It's like Build-A-Bear. You just got to start throwing things at the wall till you think, that works. That's essentially how you create a new VTuber, yeah. All right, so there's 4 things in particular that I wanted to talk about. I think the first 2 things are the ones you probably know about.
Yes.
That I have listed here. So I'll talk about those first. I want to talk about Ame's graduation first. So yeah, I talked about this briefly during our what did I put the tribute on? It was our season preview, our fall season preview that came out. I also uploaded the actual tribute that I made for Ame as a separate video. Thank you all, by the way, for making that one of our most watched videos, and I think our most liked video ever on the channel.
Wow, it's almost like if you make it's almost like if you make very
topical content
that it gets shared a lot more often instead of niche content.
Also,
oh, man.
Also VTuber fans are kind of wild like that sometimes. But I just want to say her final stream that happened the night that episode of the podcast actually went up was the most Ame stream I've ever seen in my life. What a way to go out, because she was late to her own stream by 45 minutes. She had technical issues out the ass. The Ian curse happened again because her model just refused to load in. She had, in the middle of her stream, the middle of her final stream, she's like, has an idea for a stream in the future. I'm like, bitch, you're fucking graduating. She did like, I think 3 or 4 songs, and her mic peaked during every single one of them. And then at the end, she kind of mirrored Kason, or Coco, I should say, when she left Whole Alive, because the end of her stream was literally just her waving, saying goodbye, exit stage right. She did the exact same thing that Coco did when she had her final stream. There was no long drawn out speech. There was no like tearful shit. It was just thank you for everything and goodbye. It's a great way to actually end, honestly. And she did say, she clarified some things during that last stream, that she's still going to be affiliated with the Whole Alive and Cover. She's essentially going to be on-call tech support for any of the talents if they ever need it, because she's really good with like the VTuber tech stuff.
As she has all the technical problems in the world.
Yeah, I know.
Just
She's
a
good at
background position.
She's good at setting it up, not so good at using it. And you're going to see her in some other Whole Alive stuff in the future. She said that there may be a chance for her to appear during Whole Alive concerts. And there may be times where she appears in other people's streams doing like collabs. If you're in our Discord server, I did some investigations last night and found some stuff out you might be interested in if you're a fan of Ame. I'm just saying.
Literally do not care.
I'm just throwing that out there. But I liked her final stream. I think it was very appropriate for how she liked to do things. If it's on fire, call her. She can make it more on fire, or might fix it. Yes. It's Ame in a nutshell. The other thing I wanted to talk about is fruit. That's the other thing I know you know about, John.
Yeah,
and that thing,
I know.
that whole
I know so
situation
much
is
about
wild. You want to go into it? Because I mean, I think you read most, if not all, of that 90-page doc that she put out.
I did read most of it. Just because I was just like, so the whole fruit thing was like, there is like other VTuber who was like a super anti of fruit, or apricot, as she's called, fruit apricot. And basically this anti VTuber person was making accusations about fruit, and then fruit's ex-husband came out and spilled the beans about some stuff about how she cheated on him while they were still married and he was actively deployed. And then like it was radio silence for basically a year. Fruit didn't like talk about it. 2 years. Yeah. Basically Fruit just like didn't say anything about it until she dropped that 90-page doc.
With all the goddamn receipts you could ever want.
Yeah, the entire situation is still wild because there's half the people basically are like, all right, Fruit's a cheating whore, she's terrible, and that was the sentiment that they had before, and now they're doubling down on it. Yeah. And it's like there were creators and stuff, YouTube commentary creators, who were commenting on the situation without actually like reading the documentation. And just making like wild assumptions and stuff. Because, you know, when I first heard about the situation, the accusations and stuff of her being a cheating whore,
that wasn't receipts. That was a tax return.
It was a freaking expose. Holy crap. But basically, people are in the camp of that, you know, she confirmed it, that she released these receipts saying like, oh, I did go see someone else. But it's like, if you read the document, you would have known that when she did the alleged cheating, it wasn't when she was with her ex-husband. They had separated at that point, or broken up. So she did it during when they weren't together, and then she gets back together with him. And a lot of people are like, well, she's a dumb bitch for doing that. And all I can say is like, well, sometimes toxic relationships are like that, where you're no good for each other. And I'm not saying like, I'm not a fruit simp. I don't particularly like her. Like other than like, she's hot in real life, sure.
Yeah.
But
and her
outside
character
of that,
design is pretty nice. I mean,
yeah. Other than that, I've never watched any of her streams. I don't know any of her content. The only thing I knew about her prior to this dissertation that she sent out, or expose rather, is about the cheating allegation actually, and I took it at face value because it's like there was no proof at the time of otherwise, just accusations from her ex. But yeah, it was just wild that there's so many people who made wild claims about Fruit and the situation without actually reading the documentation, and it's not like she just talked about it without receipts. She showed screenshots, and it's like there's no way that you can spin the screenshots to be like, oh, it was taken out of context. Like, there's absolutely no way.
I mean, the only way that like criticism, if you want to call it that, even works is if something comes out later showing that the screenshots were doctored.
Yeah, like if it was doctored, like there's people who are all, the fence sitter community. We're like, well, we need to see the husband's response to this, and as far as I know, it's been radio silence. Because it's pretty damning, the messages and stuff.
Those same people also said, well, why did she wait 2 years to come forward with all this if she had the receipts already?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's a criticism, but it's not a very good one.
I do have I guess it's not hot take, but I do have a thing where it's like, I don't think that she should have just dropped an expose like this without talking to management first. Like I understand that V Shoujo is pretty laissez-faire with their talents and just letting them do whatever.
They're very hands-off.
But this is such a big situation where it's like you're affecting more than just your own character, your own online profile. Like this is something that is going to affect your entire company. And I feel like that should have been like, I get that all the girls came out and were like, we support Fruit. Like we're always on her side no matter what. All but one? Which one?
Henya.
Oh. I wonder if that's because they're not great friends?
To be fair, she's also been very, very sick the last month. So
yeah, like...
And not online very often. So that may have been the reason why. But also, if you know who Henya used to be...
yeah, and then the whole Fruit thing with like the... was it Silverveil?
Hogwarts Legacy.
Yeah, it was Silverveil, right? That played
yeah, Silverveil, who was a member of V Shoujo. Was she a member of V Shoujo?
One of the creators of V Shoujo, you mean?
Yeah. I'm just trying to remember if that
was one of the founding members of V Shoujo.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember if the Hogwarts Legacy thing was before or after V Shoujo was like solidified as a thing. Yeah, it was because that was 2 years ago, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So So V Shoujo.
Yeah, they were in a group together. But yeah, I just think that the aunties, I think, are obscenely upset for no reason. I get it. You think she's a cheating whore, right? But as far as I know from the situation, I agree that it was a toxic relationship and both of them were terrible for each other. Like, I'm not saying Fruitus should be absolved of all sin, right?
No. Right.
Exactly. That's definitely not what I'm saying, because I think she acted terribly as well. But I would say that her ex-husband acted way worse. He was emotionally and verbally abusive. Like that's dead to rights. It's just dead to rights. There's no way that you can screenshot it and say, "Oh, it was taken out of context." There's no way. The dude freaking threatens.
Not with the things I saw.
Well, like pressuring Fruit to do sexual acts that she's not comfortable with, and saying, "Well, if you won't let me do it, I'm not gonna die without trying it." Implying he's gonna go cheat, and then threatening self-harm if she doesn't. And then
that's
just
a no-no, boys and girls. Don't do that.
Yeah, it's abusive fucking behavior. It's sickening.
It is.
I'm like, and it's easy enough to be like, well, if that's the case, she should have got divorced and shouldn't have went back to that piece of shit, and she's dumb as shit. And it's like, dude, situations are weird, all right? People are weird, all right?
Yeah.
Like
I think you're perfectly valid in saying that it was bad judgment on her to go back to someone like that. That's bad judgment.
We're outsiders in this situation. Again, unless
we don't know all the facts.
Not everything is black and white. As much as we want things to be black and white, a lot of things are just fucking 50 Shades of Gray. Yeah. A lot of things are just gray. And it sucks. Like there's so many people with a hardline stance of like, well, this is bad, this is wrong. She should have broke up, this and that. And it's like, again, okay, first of all, they were broken up. She's not a cheating
They
whore.
were separated at the time.
Yes. Like, I think, I don't remember if she was talking to someone, like, and was like kind of romantically involved with him, and that's what they considered cheating. But it was when they were broken up, and it's not like, and they were like, oh, she was leading this dude on, and she went back to the other guy, and it's like leading the other guy on that she was cheating on the ex-husband with, and it's like, no, she broke it off as soon as she went back to the ex. So again, not a cheating whore. And again, the whole black and white thing, like, it sucks. It's a shitty situation when people are abusive or in an abusive relationship and they're toxic as fuck. But you guys are outside of that situation. You guys don't understand any of that. And even if she did cheat, which she didn't, again, for some reason, people need to understand that she did not cheat. The reasons that she had to cheat, if she were to cheat, in my opinion, were valid. The fact that her husband was a abusive piece of shit that drove her to want to go to the arms of another person makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Like, that's just a no-brainer. If you as a partner are not someone that your partner feels safe with and you drive them to be in the arms of another person, that's on you, dude. Like, it's crazy to me that you go, oh my God, I can't believe that she would do that to the ex-husband. It's like, he did it to himself. Like, I have no sympathy for the guy.
It's kind of like this is a hypothetical, if he had never been abusive or there was no evidence of abuse, then I say maybe you got a point. I mean, even though they were separated, divorce or, do something official at that point saying the relationship's over and then go find someone else. But the fact that there is culpable, demonstrable evidence of abuse, I have no sympathy for this dude.
And, one of the taxes that he would use would be like, well, look at how much I do for you. I went into $2,000 into debt for you and you wouldn't do the same for me. And then insulting her. It's like, well, I was 10 times more successful than you at your age in my field than you would ever be. And it's just
Which is crazy because she's probably got way more money than him now anyway.
Oh, definitely, for sure. But, well, back when they were married, before she started the whole online streaming career stuff, this is before all that. This is before she became a full-time, VTuber, online personality. So, to me,
they were young and they were dumb and they got married way too early. Let's be honest.
Well, they are high school sweethearts,
exactly.
as I seem to recall. They were together. They were. I think it was the only person she ever was with, or something. They were only together.
As far as she's ever talked about.
Yeah, and also there's the fact that I feel like the ex-husband groomed her, but let's not talk about that.
That's not.
There's no proof of that. There's no proof.
No,
of that.
There's more proof of other bad things.
No, but again, it's just, if you've never been in a situation where you don't feel taken care of as a partner and it leads to some bad decisions on everyone's part, then I don't think people should be talking about it, to be honest. I mean, you can talk about it, but your opinions are stupid, first and foremost. Like, you're allowed to have stupid opinions. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying people can't.
People make careers out of that,
shit.
John.
Yeah, you can have stupid fucking opinions, but the whole white knight situation too, like all the pro fruit people who are just like, she's an angel, this and that. I'm like, all right, buddy's like, calm the fuck down.
But those are people who are going to defend her no matter what she does. Even if there's demonstrable proof of her murdering someone in cold blood, they're going to defend her.
Like, again, I wouldn't say I'm a fruit fan, especially after you told me about the whole Hogwarts Legacy thing with Silver Veil and with Henya, and I'm just like,
peek at me,
because it wasn't directly Henya.
She didn't direct. Yeah, she didn't direct it at anyone specifically, but she made it very, very clear that people who played the game are analogous to people who go out and find trans people to lynch. I don't know.
I mean,
it's online brain rot. That's how you described it when I told you about that.
Well, there's just a lot of brain rotted takes on the fruit situation, and again, not a defender of fruit. I'm not absolving her of anything. I'm just saying that the aunties are in more of the wrong than anyone else in this situation, and the streamers and content creators who were making videos about it without understanding, without even reading the fucking documentation. Like, y'all are stupid. But I knew that going ahead of that. Like, who reads proof, right? Who reads and waits for
and
actual
especially if
research?
it's 90 plus pages.
Yeah, I get it. It was a long read, but if you feel invested enough to talk about this, then I feel like you should probably do better research. Like, actually read instead of just skim it and then try to summarize it.
Yeah. Hey, Jacob. Welcome back, or welcome in. I hope your gym day went well. You did legs. Very
Getting
nice.
swole.
Getting swole. Getting swole. That was cringe. I should not have done that. Anyway, yeah, the whole fruit thing is it's kind of fucked up. Like you, I'm not a huge fan of her. Like the Hogwarts Legacy thing really left a sour taste in my mouth for her, for how she kind of handled that. It's very brain rotted stuff that she was doing then. But
well, it's virtue signaling. Like
it is, and she was by far not the only one at that time when that game came out. And then there were people who were legitimately, well, like Silvervale and Pika-Me at the time, getting legitimately harassed for playing this game. No, I did not watch the Markiplier show. I'm sorry. I didn't get a chance to do it before we started.
I had a question about that, Jacob. So, Edge of Sleep, I remember Mark doing a like audio podcast for that. Is this show based on that audio podcast? Is it basically just like a visual representation of that podcast? Because if so, I'm definitely gonna go watch it because I loved.
That's what he was telling me last night. In the Discord
listen,
server.
dude. I literally reconnected to the internet after like 5 days.
I get it. I get it.
No electricity, no electronics.
You were like
no
me
Wi-Fi.
with the hurricane, like, but
Yeah.
mine was forced. Yours was not.
I was doing other things, more important things, more getting back to my roots.
But I mean, maybe next time. Well, I was gonna say next time we do a monthly dump, but we're recording it tomorrow. I still might not have time to watch it. I will watch it. Since it's Markiplier, I will watch it at some point. But finishing up what I was talking about. So the third thing I want to talk about with VTubers is Iron Mouse. So Iron Mouse has become really big. Mousy we stand Mousy in this household. I'm just saying.
Yeah, she's a spicy Latina woman.
Yes, and we all love those. But who's it? I wasn't going to talk about this, but I think it was it Speed or Kai Cenat? I cannot remember which one, who was like sort of backhandedly congratulating Iron Mouse for becoming the most subbed person on Twitch, or most subbed streamer on Twitch.
Listen, all Twitch takes is all brain rotted takes, and I don't care for it. So
yeah, but it was like kind of doing a backhanded compliment, and at the end it's like, that's pretty good for AI. I'm like, you were doing so well. You were doing so well.
You love our tungsten rat. That's true. We do stand the tungsten rat.
But no, so there was some drama recently with Iron Mouse's YouTube channel. So Iron Mouse has a YouTube channel where she will like post VODs from her Twitch streams there. Okay. And occasionally I think also does do some streams on YouTube as well. All the streams I ever watched for her are on Twitch, so I don't know if she streams there concurrently. I've never actually checked, to be perfectly honest. And there's also a clips channel that's somehow linked to her, but I don't think it's run by her. But someone in her sphere puts the clips up there for people to see. And someone on YouTube was abusing the copyright system in order to get Iron Mouse to be forced legally to get access back to her channels to dox herself.
Right. Yeah, there are plenty
that's
of people
fucked up.
Yeah, yeah,
that's fucked up. It goes to show, like,
that has been an existing problem on YouTube for years that they have not addressed.
They have never addressed it, and they never will, because the second they try to address it, every single one of these companies that allow, and I use that in quotation marks, allow their content to be used for fair use, will say, nah, fuck you. Every single time we see it, we're suing your ass. And then it's like, no one can do anything with like clips of shows or any kind of commentary on stuff, because if you show it now, you're just going to get nuked into the Stone Age. So I think that's basically why YouTube doesn't address it, because they can't. If they actually put the impetus on people making the copyright claim to prove that they own what they own, those companies that own this shit would never go for it, because that's extra work for them. It's extra money
Right.
they got to pay their lawyers.
I mean, there's a huge problem with clipping channels and VOD channels anyway, where like people re-uploading clips. It's like it's free advertisement for sure, but people are profiting off of your works and stuff too, which is super shitty. Like people who just repost memes, like they steal from the internet and they have like millions of views a day based off of just stealing content online. It's like it's huge.
It is, and it is kind of a problem, but I love the way that most video game developers are like, hey, it's free advertisement. You can play our game anywhere.
Well, like, there's a huge problem with TV shows and specifically, which it's
especially
a weird
with
thing.
YouTube Shorts. I don't, because you scroll through YouTube Shorts a lot. I get recommended so many like clips from TV shows that I've never watched.
Well, I get recommended clips from TV shows that I have watched, and I'm just like, I like watching this, and rewatching these clips are great. Except every time I hear that stupid stock TikTok music, I scroll off.
I know,
hate
right?
It. I
just
hate
post
that
the
stock
clip. Just post the clip.
Well, no, they have to put it so that way it doesn't automatically claim
Get
it
flagged,
as like, And you know, like there's a whole community behind reposting clips from shows and making money off of that. But like people abusing the copyright system to dox people is nothing new.
It isn't.
There was the
It's
whole
fucked up that it happens to Iron Mouse, someone I actually like, but
I get it because there are a lot of weirdos out there online.
There are.
Who really want to know what Mousy looks like in real life because she's a VTuber and they're just like, she sounds so cute and you know she's my Oshi and this and that, and it's just like the lengths that people are trying to go to dox her just so they can have a crumb of like her in reality. It's insane.
It's that parasocial thing that we've talked about before. It's like these people think that because you spend, 6-7 hours a day with this person because they stream, multiple times a week, that they're your friend. They're not. Even if they reply to you on like Twitter or something, they're not your friend. They're not.
I saw Good Omens and was like, I need to see this.
Oh, like on YouTube Shorts or something. Yeah, like listen, I've heard people that get like recommended stuff on TikTok or YouTube Shorts like that, and they're like, they go watch it like, this is pretty good. I'm glad I got recommended.
Please
this.
don't say it a third time. You're gonna summon my wife. This is her absolute favorite freaking series.
It's an amazing.
What series is that, John?
I'm not saying it. I don't know what it. No.
Oh no! Run,
Let's go!
Run!
Oh, Good Omens.
Run!
No, but the TV show is actually pretty amazing. I feel like I should read the books.
Yeah.
Is it actually based on a book series?
Yeah.
The first season.
Oh, I didn't know that. I did not know that.
I believe the second season is not based on the book, but it was stuff that I don't know, my wife is all that. I block it out so much. She talks about it so much.
I don't know necessarily about Good Omens, but I know another show that your wife has tried to get me to watch, and I think you have also tried to get me to watch, is a show called The Good Place.
No, The Good Place is amazing, dude. It's a great show.
Is it actually really that good?
I wouldn't say it's really that good, but I think it's good. Like, it's not amazing. Like 100, like 10 out of 10 is going to change your life, but I think it's a good show. It's about morality and stuff like that, and like how things.
I was about to say, did anyone else see the allegations of Neil Gaiman?
No. He has allegations?
Is this the one about him being like a creepy dude?
A little bit more than just creepy, unfortunately.
Oh. Is this a Dan Schneider situation?
Oh, no.
Or is this a Kevin Spacey situation?
Ooh, I don't know.
Closer to Kevin Spacey?
Oh,
with the babysitter?
Why? Why is it all the good people out there are actually really terrible?
As she said, they haven't been proven, but there is a lot of it. And
He did have a villa on an island. I know someone else who had a villa on an island once.
Stop. Anyway, yeah, people abusing copyright to dox YouTubers is nothing new, and it's something that YouTube like doesn't take seriously enough. They really don't.
No. And again, I think it's genuinely because they're so afraid that if they try and change their copyright system in a way that puts more responsibility on the people making the copyright claim to prove that they own the copyright, then they're
Well, it
going to
just
get
seems
fucked
like
over
if
by
you
all
don't
these
have a
companies
direct
that own
line
IP.
to the CEO of YouTube, you can't get anything freaking done.
Yeah,
Which,
and for that you need like 1 million plus subscribers.
yeah, and the unfortunate thing is like Iron Mouse is really big on Twitch, but she's
Not on YouTube.
like not on YouTube, so she doesn't have the draw. But it's like as an internet celebrity, it's just like people stalking celebrities in real life and doxing them and stuff like that. Like the infamous clip of that paparazzi who waited at Kanye's house until 3:30 a.m. and he's like, "Fuck you." He's like, "Good morning, Kanye." And he's like, "Fuck you," and then fucking goes to the garage.
To be fair, I completely agree with them. Fuck the paparazzi. Like,
Yeah, no, like the only
Thank
good
you for stopping
paparazzi
by, Jacob, by
is
the way.
Paparazzi by Lady Gaga.
let's go, Lady Gaga mention.
That
Listen to her all the time.
You've just awakened a memory for me of Kanye West and Lady Gaga, of that time when Kanye West was being interviewed and he's like, Lady Gaga is the creative director of Polaroid. I like the Gaga songs. What the fuck does she know about cameras?
What?
I love that
What?
Kanye. Like, I love that quote from Kanye. Kanye West might be a crazy motherfucker, but he's got some banger quotes, man.
Yeah, I didn't know about the whole doxing thing.
That's fucked up.
stupid. Hopefully, I know she has a lot of friends that are big YouTube stars, so hopefully they'll be able to put in a good word to get this all sorted out without her having
Not only
to
that,
actually,
she's friends with a lot of really big name VTubers all over the internet. So I mean,
yeah, like I feel like it should be no issue stopping this person from getting actual information.
they
I
didn't.
understand
So
there's a
I
whole
think
legal process.
VShojo was able through, I'm assuming, the use of lawyers to get her channels back on YouTube within a week. So she wasn't.
I
She
know
didn't have
with
to dox herself.
Yeah, because I know
good.
with the whole like, this is copyright claimed, so the only way you can disprove it is to show that you own it with your own identification.
Yeah,
But
your
I feel like if
address, your
you're-
phone number.
Well, this is like the rare instance in which I would recommend joining a
Company.
MCN. Is that what they're multi-channel
multi-creator
networks?
network.
Multi-creator, yeah, whatever those are. The only time I would recommend that is for like this very specific situation. It's kind of like when, like, if you hit the lotto, go get a lawyer to go
That's
claim
the
it on your
first thing
behalf.
you should do.
Go get a lawyer and go get a money guy and a friggin'
Accountant.
an accountant. Have them set up like, don't give money to people if you win the lotto. Set up a trust for them. Have your money guy do it. Like, trust
Exactly.
me. Just trust me.
And and for your money guy, don't get cousin Vinny that your uncle recommended to you.
Vinny! What's with the
Get
soup?
it professional.
I love that movie.
Well,
by the way.
Jan.
I love that movie, My Cousin Vinny. It's so good.
Stupid.
It's a stupid movie, but man, it's another one that's got some banger quotes in it. And the last piece of VTuber stuff I wanted to share really, really quickly is that
Wait, hold on. What did you have, Shinoda?
No, I was just gonna say, if you do make money, live below your means. Dear God,
Yes.
it'll
Well, it's
save
not
your
live-
ass.
It's not live below your means. It's that, you're this size of a fish in this size of a pond. If your pond grows like this, don't grow with the size of your pond. Like, stay the same size fish, and you'll be fine in case that pond ever shrinks back to the same size you were before.
yeah.
Which is hard to do. I get it, because when you get all of a sudden now you got investment properties and you're trying to make
Now you've got
perpetual
$500
money.
million. You got to think, what the fuck do I do with all this?
You've got you have latchkey apartments, so you're trying to get do a latchkey operation or whatever, a
Bro,
turnkey, whatever it is. I
Bro,
get
and
it.
talking
but-
about all this stuff like on YouTube and with smaller content creators, you know how you talk about, John, if you ever like had $500 billion, you would do like crazy superhero shit or some bullshit with it just for fun.
No. I wouldn't do crazy superhero bullshit. I would do crazy bullshit. Like,
Yeah, okay.
so back in the Middle Ages, there were super rich nobles and stuff, right? That would just have artists on retainer just because
Yeah.
they were like, I like your art. Create me art. And I'm like, that's stupid. That's dumb. Who would ever do that? And the more I'm
Now you're like,
living-
I would do that.
not the more that I'm living life now, I'm like, I would do that. I would do crazy random bullshit like that.
Like,
See,
just
here's
go
the-
create public works
here's
of
the-
art.
Here's the 5 million IQ play. You commission them to do this, and then you can have it as a tax write-off, John.
That's not how that works, but okay.
Listen, you're supporting someone. They're a dependent.
John,
That's not how that works, even remotely.
John, you're at
Go get
that level. If you're at that level of money, if you say that's how it works, it's how it works.
Exactly. You will find someone to make it how that works.
I have tax accountants I can recommend to you guys if you guys really need the help with that.
I do my own taxes. I simplify.
Oh, God.
I go to your wife.
I do her
No.
taxes. No way.
Something that I would do if I suddenly came into a bunch of money is I would legitimately set up like an actual legal fund for small internet content creators for when shit like this happens. Because
It's funny
with
that
Mouse-
you mentioned that. You know who did do that?
What?
Ethan and Ela Klein. They did after the whole H3 debacle and them getting sued by that one guy.
Did they? I didn't even hear about this.
It's a whole different shit show rabbit hole, and I don't
I'm
want to get
gonna
into
assume it didn't go well.
Not enough
It's
money.
Ethan
went
Klein, so I feel like I'm safe in assuming.
The problem is that the money that this fund that they had, this original idea, is great on paper, but realistically, legal battles are draining on everything, time and finances,
Exactly.
and your mental health. Like it'll take years for things to get done for you to even get a good judgment or anything like that. So it's a great idea on paper to be like, yeah, I have a bunch of extra money as a content creator where I make tens of millions a year, but how many people you would have to defend, how many people have access to that fund? It's like it's not sustainable is what I'm getting at. Like it's a great idea on paper, but it's just not sustainable. As much as I would like to help out as many content creators as possible, that's just not realistic. Just because
maybe it's not, but I'm thinking like if I had $500 billion plus,
yeah, if
and
I
I could
had
just
all the
literally-
money
I
in the
could-
world, sure, like I'd do
I
that.
could
just-
I could hire like maybe a team of 5 to 10 lawyers that this is all they do, and they work essentially for me, and I would only take on cases for content creators that have 10,000 or less subscribers.
Listen, at that point, I'd rather just be like the cartel. I'd hire some fucking hackers. Like, you remember the hackers who hacked the cartel and were like fucking with them? So then the
Yeah.
cartel hired some other hackers to track those guys down to go kidnap and kill them.
I do.
Just
Oh,
go.
what the
I would
fuck?
just go do that.
Actually, no, I wouldn't even have to do that. I'll just call the CEO of Boeing and find out who they use.
Yeah. Yeah, that was something that happened. Someone fucked with hackers fucked with the cartel. We're like, oh,
I
we're
do
gonna release
remember
all
that.
this
I
public
remember reading
information.
about that. Yeah.
So then the cartel hired like some security firm to go find them all. And
They
be
did
like-
an
and-
Uno
and then we're
reverse
like,
on them.
This is where you fucking live. We will go to your house tomorrow and kill you and your family. We are the cartel.
cartel.
And then all of a sudden the hackers were just like, oh fuck. Like, yeah, you think?
I am so sorry. I did not mean to do this.
Look, if you want to blackmail someone who doesn't like murder people with chainsaws, okay? Like,
Yeah. Blackmail someone who's nice.
you're gonna blackmail someone who's not gonna actually do something about your bitch ass.
Blackmail the person who runs the student loan records, please.
Oh, buddy, they have more greater protections than the cartel.
Clearly, because the fucking people who do the hacking never hacked them.
Or the banks or all the credit cards, and there's it's just a file. Just delete all those, and no one has credit card debt. But whatever.
The actual biggest cartel.
To finish this off, the last thing I really wanted to talk about, and this is kind of quickly because, man, the amount of VTubers I've seen on Twitch recently that have been just banned for the most bullshit reasons is wild. It's almost, and people have said this, and I'm beginning to believe it. Like, I'm not super conspiracy brain because I try to attribute things to like stupidity more than malice, but it genuinely seems like with the very niche reasons that they're giving, and in some cases Twitch is giving absolutely no reasons for banning people. They're just like, you're banned. Haha.
Wait, how many VTubers are getting banned off of Twitch? What?
There have been in the last like 2 to 3 weeks, there have been upwards of 2,000 to 3,000.
Oh,
What?
And I see it every day on Twitter now because that's the primary place VTubers go to bitch. It seems like there's at least a handful, if not a dozen, new VTubers that are getting banned from Twitch.
I mean, Twitch shooting themselves in the foot? Whoa.
Yeah,
Yeah,
seriously.
who would've
Why would they ban that?
And
many
they're giving
VTubers?
it's almost like they got people, but no, the conspiracy brain thing I was talking about was like, I genuinely am beginning to believe that there's someone in the upper echelons of Twitch management that just has
hates
an
VTubers.
absolute hate boner for VTubers. And I'm thinking it's got to be one of these people who got super parasocial with the VTuber and they're an incel and they were told no and banned. That's what I'm thinking. I don't know if it's true, but man, the fucking, it's a theory that fits the facts.
Yeah, I don't. Again,
I could see it, but
we left Twitch
then
a while ago
Twitch-
because I just don't like Twitch.
We did. I'm so happy we left. I prefer streaming on YouTube. I like the atmosphere there more. It's so much more relaxed.
Oh, I like the chat functions in Twitch, the chat integrations and stuff with Twitch. I think that's way cooler.
Yeah.
It's way better. It's way better of an experience. But I just feel like the company itself, Twitch, is more annoying to work with, especially as a small creator, than
Yes.
YouTube is. That's just how I feel.
If you're partnered, then it's probably not that bad because you have a liaison, a direct person you can talk to and get all kinds of answers. If you're not, you're fucked. But not like, and Twitch put out recently, I think it was like about a week ago, or maybe a little more than a week ago, like guidelines. And allegedly these guidelines have been in place for a long time about you're not allowed to show your hips if you're a VTuber. You
oh
can't
yeah,
show
the
your
hips thing. Yeah, Tommy
under
was
any
telling me about that.
circumstances.
What?
I don't get it either, but yet they'll allow women with fucking bikinis to show off their tits. What kind of
What?
Sharia law is this shit? I don't know.
I don't.
Like they'll allow people on VR to show that stuff, but any VTubers, no.
The best thing I saw recently, I think this was like a day ago, 2 days ago, was someone who is a Twitch VTuber got banned for showing off an alternate costume on Twitter.
What?
That was the reasoning that Twitch gave.
That literally makes no. What?
So the last time I used Twitch was when they added that art tag, and people were like, "Holy shit! Everyone's going nuts with drawing porn and just doing porn on Twitch." And I remember
they banned
checking that
pretty
out
quickly.
Well, because I was like, not even 5 or 6 streams in, there's already a dude drawing loli porn.
Yep.
Just loli dojins. It's just like, there it is, right there. Not even 5 streams into the scrolling through, like checking out the thing. I'm like, there it is.
Welcome
Like-
back, Shad.
Yeah, like, welcome back, Chad. And I was like, yep, that's definitely a terrible thing that's happening right now.
Yeah, that went south really quickly.
Other than that, I do use Twitch to watch certain people, friends of the podcast, for example, when they're
Yeah.
on Twitch. I'll watch them.
I watch Vix all the time on Twitch. I mean, I'm usually a lurker in her streams, but
Outside of that, I haven't used Twitch other than when they did that whole art thing because I had to check it out. I was like,
Yeah.
dude, there ain't no way that Twitch
the
had
curiosity got to you, didn't it?
Because I was like, you can just be artistically nude, meaning you can just draw porn. And I'm like, and there were just no limits. I'm like, the amount of porn I saw people just making on stream, and I was just like, what the fuck?
It was beautiful.
Do you
Beautiful.
know what's really funny though? Because of all this that's been going on over the last month or so on Twitch with VTubers, there's a OnlyFans knockoff called Fansly that has stepped up and say, "Hey, we allow you to show your hips on Fansly," and you know, just
I
because
love
we're known,
Bensley.
and just because we're known for porn doesn't mean you have to stream or post porn.
I mean, wasn't
love
that the same thing
Fansly.
for Pornhub, where they were like, you can come stream on Pornhub or something? It doesn't have
I
to
don't-
strictly be
yeah.
porn, but if you want to
Well,
be
I don't think it was
salacious-
streaming on Pornhub, but it was like, you know, non-pornographic content. You could like
I don't
upload your
remember.
VTuber
There was something that
clips on
Pornhub was
there.
trying to get in on where they, because Twitch is cracking down on shit again, and Pornhub
Yeah.
was like, well, you can do it here.
But Fansly is like, no, come on, come stream here. And the ironic thing, I kind of did a little bit of looking into this because I've seen people go on to Fansly, VTubers go on to Fansly and stream, and they say they technically have a better experience on there. The streams themselves are like smoother. The animations they have on their like OBS look smoother on Fansly.
Wow.
And I looked this up. On Twitch, if you're not partnered, they have a bitrate cap for 1080p video of 6,000 kilobits per second. On Fansly, they don't actually advertise what it is, but I think it's somewhere in the range of 8,000 to 8,500 kilobits per second for 1080p video. So it's going to make your stuff look a lot smoother.
Look, all I know is Amazon owns all of the streaming services, the cloud services and stuff that's streaming.
Yeah, through AWS.
Yeah,
Yep.
AWS is basically what everyone uses that. Everyone uses Amazon. And Amazon's making all the money off of you guys, off of Twitch. Yeah. Twitch is losing money on streaming, actually. They don't make enough money from their top donos, their top contributors, to be justifying how many people stream on Twitch.
I saw an article a couple months ago about how much money AWS makes for Amazon. It is obscene.
Yeah,
It's
holy
insane.
fuck!
'Cause everyone
it is by far their biggest revenue.
like
stream
what's the one that Train went to go make, the competitor to Twitch? Was it Kick?
Train.
Yeah, Train Rex.
Mixer?
No, that was Facebook. It's Kick, right?
I don't know who
No.
made it, but I know what Kick is. It's essentially a competitor to Twitch.
Is it Kick? Kick streaming? I want to say that's what it is.
It may be,
But
whatever it is.
it was made by someone who was banned from Twitch. One of the biggest streamers back in the day. I think it was Train Rex.
Isn't
It's Train
Kick
Rex.
is Kick the one that was? It's like partially or mostly funded by gambling, or am I
Yes.
thinking of something else?
Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
yes.
ew.
Okay.
Ew.
Yeah, because Trainwreck's got banned on Twitch for doing that, and then he was like, "All right, fuck you, I'll make my own streaming service," and it's better. And it's like, I mean, it's all run through Amazon, and Amazon owns Twitch, and that's the only
Yeah,
reason they're making
On the technical
money.
side, it's really the same thing.
Well, I mean, like, is Kick really a competitor to Twitch because Twitch is owned by Amazon, and again, like I said, it's all AWS. So the only
True.
reason Twitch is making money is because they're owned by Amazon. If they weren't owned by Amazon, they wouldn't be making money.
I can tell you that AWS, and I know this through my actual job, AWS does very little vetting of the companies that use AWS, nor do they actively go in and check what those web services and servers are being used for unless someone files a report.
Yeah.
I know this because when I monitor stuff on IDS and IPS, I see a lot of shady stuff that goes on through AWS IP addresses. Listen,
Internet
the
stuff.
money's there. Amazon don't care.
Enough of the techie stuff. Let's talk about Star
Yeah.
Wars Outlaws.
Oh, God.
How was that, Chinoda?
I genuinely loved it. I loved the game. It was such a banger, so much fun. The first couple of hours were a little bit slow, a little bit rough, but like as you played it, as you got more things going, it just started getting better and better. And then the last like couple of hours of the story, holy shit, it got so good.
So you are literally the only person that has ever talked about it to this day about liking Star Wars Outlaws. Because
He's also
me,
one
I'm
of the
not.
few people. He's also one of the
Outside
few
of the
people I've
launch.
seen. Well, yeah, he's also one of the few people I've seen talk about it positively.
outside of the launch of Star Wars Outlaws and like the whole original, like people hating on it before it even came out because like, oh, it's $80 or whatever the fuck it was.
No, John, you gotta remember the real reason. Whamming in my games? In my Star Wars?
Yeah, but outside of that controversy before the launch, I didn't hear anything else about like Star Wars, positive or negative. Just like people didn't talk about it, other than you. Maybe it's because I'm not into Star Wars and I don't get that type of content recommended to me. But
I think
would
that's probably
assume.
why.
Well, the thing is, I get recommended gaming content all the time. Star Wars Outlaws is not part of the gaming content I get recommended ever, and I get recommended other
interesting.
Star Wars stuff. So I don't know.
Interesting.
Weird. Yeah.
But yeah, no, there was a whole hate train for it because, women and women in Star Wars, it was ugly, and it was like so much stupid hate, especially from people that didn't even actually bother playing the game or anything like that. But once you actually played it, it's like, no, it's genuinely actual good game. Like, it's better than normal for a fucking Ubisoft game as well, which is like actually saying something.
Well, you lost me at Ubisoft, bro. Like,
Yeah, you
oh,
kind of
man.
lost
I
me
get it.
too.
No, I get it. But it's none of their normal bullshit. It's a lot more fun than the normal crap. And I love that.
It's like saying Dean made a good anime.
Oh, you're funny. You're so funny.
I will
Pat yourself on the
I will
back.
never like resist the opportunity to shit on Dean. They were given like 3 golden geese and they fucked it.
Anyway, no, fantastic game. Love the story. Love the characters. Even the side characters. I found myself actually liking them. There's a lot of cool interactions and actual daily life from the NPCs that you see.
Sorry, I'm researching the sales right now. It's like, according to an analytics group, Star Wars Outlaws debuted in 3rd place for August 24. The top spot was claimed by Madden. I'm like, the sports geek.
That's no surprise to me whatsoever.
And I'm like, wow, Madden of all sports things beat out that Star Wars? Like, what the heck? That's weird. People hate on Madden, dude, all the time.
Yeah, but the vocal minority that hates on Madden versus the normies that buy Madden is a huge difference.
I mean,
Second place? No. Here, first place went to Madden 25. Second place went to college football 25.
What the fuck?
Football beat out Star Wars, bro.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Twice.
That's hilarious.
I'm just saying, Star Wars might be niche.
American football
bit,
is
yeah.
a little bit better, but
Listen, it's America. People go crazy for fucking football here in this country, and it's football
that is-
season.
that is true.
It is football
And
season,
and
yeah.
the Chiefs are still fucking unbeaten. Someone beat these motherfuckers. The Minnesota Vikings are also undefeated, and I'm okay with that right now.
Yeah, no, genuinely fun game. I had a really good time. Lot of fucking Easter eggs, like not just big Easter eggs, but like small, more nerdy Easter eggs specifically for like more hardcore Star Wars fans. And I love that. I recognized like almost everything, and I was like, I know that. It was great. I was geeking out so much. I genuinely had a great time. But yeah.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
I really hope there's a sequel, honestly. I could definitely
I don't
see
think
one
it's
being
gonna
made.
happen.
I'm gonna say I don't think it's gonna happen because from what I understand from the stuff that I've read, I think it underperformed significantly from
And
what
its
Ubisoft
first-
was expecting.
so-
It did, yeah.
Well, I'm reading numbers right now. It sold 1 million copies in a month, which is good. It sold 1 million copies, so it made like 70 million. That's not nearly enough to cover the cost of making the game.
Yeah, especially a Star Wars
with
game.
a name, with a name like
With
Star
name
Wars
like Star
attached to
Wars.
it.
Like, I don't know how much Star Wars Outlaws was made for, but like Far Cry 5 sold $310 million on its first week, on its release week. Like it sold $310 million worth, and in week 1, compared to Star Wars, which sold 70 million in a month, it did very poorly in sales.
No bueno.
I really hope that time proves better for this game, because I genuinely think the hate it got is undeserved.
I know one game that time is not going to be kind to it ever, apparently, is not Starfield, because the DLC dropped, and that's just as boring as the regular game.
Dog shit. Apparently it's dog shit. And I'm just like, yo, how do you fuck it up
best
this
thing-
bad?
The best thing, and it's the most Bethesda thing ever, not only was the game unfinished when it had launched, this DLC was unfinished when they launched it. Bro.
I didn't see stuff about it being unfinished. It was a complete
I mean,
experience.
there's game-breaking bugs in the DLC.
Oh, no, that's normal. That's Bethesda.
um,
Completely expected experience.
yeah, you're not wrong. Unfortunately,
I think, unfortunately, Shinoda, I don't think Outlaws is gonna get a sequel.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
More
just
than
assuming,
likely-
I'm just ballparking the development to being something like akin to 300 million or something.
Maybe
it's
it might
Star
get
Wars.
DLC if you're lucky.
No, it does have DLC. It does have confirmed
Oh,
DLC.
okay, but if it got planned DLC, then you got that to look forward to at least.
I'm super looking forward to that because what's slated is Hondo Onaka, which is like a big side character in Star Wars. He's this hilarious pirate.
Yes,
I'm
Glup
super
Shido.
looking forward to it. Oh my god, shut up. Jesus Christ, I hate that name. I love and
it
hate
because
that name.
it's so apropos to how a lot of Star Wars fans love the member berries.
Yeah. Anyway,
Star Wars Outlaws literally caused the Ubisoft share price to reach its 10-year low.
yeah.
Bro, the more I read about the sales, and the more I'm just like, this might actually bankrupt Ubisoft, man. I don't know.
It won't.
I mean,
Man, I
John,
love this game. The game that
Oh,
bankrupts
actually,
Ubisoft.
hold on, John. It's not just Outlaws. It was also the Assassin's Creed stuff that happened. It's
the
also
delay?
because of that. The delay and the controversy that caused the delay.
I mean, listen, it didn't have to be Star Wars Outlaws. It could have been any Ubisoft game, especially one that tanked, and it would have been the same outcome.
I
Yeah.
wish I had a. I'm trying to find a
Numbers
to
card.
find out how much it cost to make.
Development started in 2018. Over 600 people worked at the studio, worked on it. So that I can tell you, based off of just those numbers alone, we're looking at north of 200 million.
Wow, so it didn't even come close to making its money back and breaking
Not even
even.
remotely, no.
Not even.
Wow, that's a huge loss.
Not to mention how much of a cut Lucasfilm would take because it's Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Licensed property. Again, I want it to have some time. I want the retrospective to be better, and I think it will be. But as for how much it'll actually make, I don't know. And it's
I
not looking
understand,
good.
You know, like I absolutely love Dead Space. It did not make nearly any of its money back, unfortunately. So I'm just looking at it from a developer standpoint.
Just because a
Yeah.
game or a movie or a series is a financial flop doesn't necessarily mean quality-wise.
No, for sure.
For example,
tons of
Dead
examples
Space.
of that.
Yeah, like Dead Space was a financial flop.
But it's recognized as one of the greatest games ever.
I wouldn't say it's recognized as one of the greatest games ever, but
I don't
think
know, man. It's got a following like crazy.
it's got a cult
Dead
following
Space?
for sure. Yeah,
Dead
it's got
Space
very
is not. No, Dead Space has a following, a cult following, but it's not anywhere near like Shinoda's describing it.
no, it's not as big as like Fallout or
No.
Elder Scrolls.
That's true. That is very
Like,
true.
I think Dead Space is niche. In terms
Or
of people
Mass
who-
Effect.
Yeah, Mass Effect has a bigger fucking fan group than Dead Space does. But just because it doesn't perform financially well doesn't mean it's a bad game, for sure.
Speaking of Mass Effect and BioWare announced that the new Dragon Age game is not going to have any DRM whatsoever in it.
Thank God. I hate
I think
DRM.
that's an excellent decision.
No at least no kernel level anti-cheat that they've mentioned, and no DRM. I don't know how you would have anti-cheat without DRM, but I guess it's possible.
I don't like some of the decisions they're making for Dragon Age, the newest one.
Veilguard.
In terms of other things, Veilguard in terms of other things, but the fact that they're
no
not doing
DRM is a
DRM,
good thing to me.
yeah, I'll at least give them a positive on that.
This might be a hot take, but
Okay.
I think video games should go back to its roots and allow the games to have cheat codes built into the games.
I completely
Oh, I love that.
agree.
I love that. Yeah.
Like
Do you know how many times when I bought and or rented a game from Blockbuster back in the day, when I got that game, one of the very first things I did was go online and see if I could find all the goddamn cheat codes that I could find?
when I was in elementary school, I'm not sure if you guys ever had the Scholastic Book Fair. I
Yep.
feel like
I
that
loved
was
it.
a racket that always happened. And as a poor child, I couldn't afford many books. I was able to save up enough money to buy one book, the only book I ever needed to buy, and that was a
Did
cheat
you ever
code
buy
book.
Did you ever buy do you remember the little do you remember the dinosaur erasers they used to sell too?
Yeah,
Oh
I
my
could
God,
afford those.
I love those dinosaur erasers, man.
It's like
I used to
the
go and grab
Scholastic
them as
Book
my-
Fair is happening, kids. It's like, wow, $15 for a book. I can't afford that. I can afford this 5-cent eraser. Get something from the Scholastic Book Fair.
I
But
used
yeah,
to
no,
love those dinosaur erasers they sold.
I remember my parents would let me keep the money, the change that I found in their laundry if I helped them do laundry when I was little. And one time they forgot to take money out of it, where they went to the casino and they won like $200. And I was so happy because I was like, I get to keep this $200, but no, I didn't get to keep it out. Essentially, I was getting paid like quarters to do the
Bastards
fucking
lied to
laundry.
me.
Yeah, a very creative way to get kids to do shit for you. Exploit child labor.
Hell yeah. Tale as old as human history.
But yeah, I remember. So from scrounging from that, I was able to like scrounge up, like save up $15-ish. And my first and only book I ever bought at Scholastic Book Fair was a cheat code book that had the cheat codes for a bunch of games. I remember because I didn't have I never got gaming systems like on release or anything like that. I get them years later. So I would always be like 2, 3, 5+ years behind everyone else on tech. So to me, having this book that had all these cheat codes was like the best. It was the best investment in all honesty, because I was able to play like all these games and have all
Bro,
these
I just
cheat
put that
codes.
up there, Chino, to pay attention.
Oh, whoops.
But yeah, I think that I don't know, they're just fun. I get that with the whole like achievement stuff and online multiplayer, like obviously don't have
Sean.
cheat codes for that.
Your wife is watching right now, John. I know she can hear me. Did you not, Noodle, be honest, did you not, the very first thing you did every time you started up a new Sims family was type in
no.
Rosebud in the cheat console every single time? I know you did. Don't deny it.
I don't know what that is.
That gives you 10,000 simoleons.
I was like, I don't know nothing.
I think it was
about
10,000 or maybe it was
Sims.
1,000. I know it gave you free money.
Dude, I got so
Every time.
Yes! Yes!
I got so addicted to Sims. Like I think it was Sims 3 that I finally got to play a Sims game, and it was that one. I was so addicted for like a whole month. It's just like playing
Move
Sims.
under object space on. Yes, that
I
was
don't know
another one. I
what
that's
are
another
these
cheat code.
codes? I don't know this.
So Rosebud gives you free money. Move object on allows you to move objects in the game space outside of their established parameters.
But yeah, freaking video game cheat codes. It just came to me like randomly. I was just like, oh man, I remember having. I loved that cheat code book, dude. Like I had it for GTA 3.
Yes.
And, I would like freaking make freaking like less gravity, spawn in the tank, and like fly around with the tank. It was so fun. Oh man.
Speaking of GTA, so there are cheat codes in GTA 5. But the way they went about implementing them is actually kind of creative. You actually have to dial specific numbers on the cell phone, and that's how you activate the cheat codes.
What? I didn't know this.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, if you pull up the phone, there's a whole list of like
I just
specific
feel like-
phone numbers you can call to activate cheat codes.
For single player games, there's no reason that developers can't put cheat codes built into the game.
I agree.
Like it just
For
it's
multiplayer
fun.
games, I can understand, like, especially if it's a multiplayer only game. But for a game that's like only a single player experience, let me have the cheat codes, man.
Yeah. Like
yeah,
I
let
remember
me do some dumb fun shit.
or at least like let me get like in Dead Rising. I think it's Dead Rising 2, where if you kill like 5 million, if you kill the amount of zombies that the population is for that town, I think it's Dead Rising 2 or Dead Rising 3 or something, or it might have been the original Dead Rising. You get the Mega Man gun.
Yo, that's cool.
Nice.
Yeah, it's super cool. I like those things. Like I want these Easter eggs where like you get stupid things. Like in Dead Space, if you beat the game on the hardest difficulty, you get the finger gun. where Isaac just goes bang. It's like it was a big foam finger and it one shots everything like that.
Yeah.
Like let me do things like that in video games again. I don't understand this like penchant to not doing these things for especially single player games. Like Baldur's Gate.
I like the way they do it in Dead Space because it ties it to an achievement. You have to finish the game first.
Yeah.
Then you get to use the cheat code.
Or just, allow me to just do cheat codes in the menu or something for more lives. Like, give me the Konami code in every game.
Up, down, down, left, right, BA, start.
Speaking of video games, dude, can we just remember Reach for a second here?
Oh,
I went down a
10th anniversary.
whole fucking rabbit hole about memorable video game trailers and cinematics, and every time I come back to Reach, I'm just blown away by how good all the marketing was for
it was a great marketing
Reach.
campaign for that game.
Like Halo 3 had really good marketing too. I really love Halo 3's marketing. Like,
so did
Remember
ODST.
Bees.
No, I Heart Bees. That was
I
for
Heart
Halo
Bees.
2.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
I don't remember what that was that the geocaching thing, the real life thing?
Kind
were
of,
doing?
yeah, it was. Yeah. There were in the original trailer, there was like a split second where the Halo.com website was replaced with I Love Bees or iHeartBees.com, and that took you down the rabbit hole of an ARG, and you had to follow specific clues, and it led you to a phone number that you had to go to a payphone specifically to call. And then if you got that far in it, then you would be given invitation to play Halo 2 before it launched at a movie theater on a giant screen.
It's cool as shit.
I think that was what it was.
But yeah, I don't remember which WTF it was where we were just talking about game trailers and stuff like that.
It's
like
a
the whole
couple months ago.
The Warhammer Adeptus Mechanicus had that really cool game trailer where that speech comes from, right? Where it's it's the voice translation, the freaking dude's accent, the sound effects, and it's yes! Oh, it's so good. But maybe I went down this whole rabbit hole of watching video game endings, and I can't think of any other video game ending other than Reach that still has such a hold on me to this day. Remember, Reach is so good, dude. It's
the ending of that game is phenomenal.
Yeah, the whole the songs playing, when you're watching what happens with the rookie, and it's just dude, this is so cinematic of an experience.
The first time I played that, it was such a it was such an impactful experience because you're so used to in Halo playing as the Master Chief, this unkillable, unstoppable force. And now you're playing as the rookie, and then you see the helmet crack, and you're oh no. Oh no.
the helmet falling off, and you seeing the recording happening while he's still fucking fighting, and it's
because you have the ending
dude,
the ending of the level right before that, where you see the rookie just looking off as the Pillar of Autumn takes off, and you realize he's the last person left on the planet. You're thinking, all right, they're gonna create either there's gonna be a sequel to this that shows how he gets off the planet, or something's gonna happen, or they're gonna leave it very open-ended. And it's no, you're gonna watch in first person as this motherfucker gets shanked.
Oh my god. And
it was beautiful.
Other iconic video game endings Titanfall 2. I love Titanfall. It's
Dead Space 2.
Dead Space 2 has a really great ending.
That I was so shocked by that ending, man. That fake out ending.
Yeah.
And this credits start playing, and it's nope.
No, that's Dead Space 1. Dead Space 2 is when he's escaping with Ellie.
Yeah, but the credits start playing, and then all of a sudden something happens, and then the credits just stop.
No. That wasn't Dead Space. That's Dead Space. Dead Space 1 is the one where he turns around and
Yeah, it ends on a jump scare.
Yeah, that ends on a jump scare.
I'm almost certain this credits stop halfway in between on Dead Space 2. I just played this earlier this year. I should remember.
No. That was the one where it basically mimics the ending from Dead Space 1, but then when he turns over, it's Ellie. But then when he turns to the other side, the crazy girlfriend is still in his head. It's like he's still cursed. But
Make us whole.
yeah, make us whole. The remake ending was really good. I really like that one where if you do it on
did they change it?
So in the remake, in the original Dead Space 1, if you played it on the hardest difficulty and you beat it, that's when you would get the jump scare, where it's like, oh shit, he's like crazy. But in the remake, what they did was if you beat it, he just looks normal. But if you beat it if you do it where you collect all of the statues, there's collectibles there in the remake now, you'll end the game and you'll be covered in blood and the entire ship will be covered in the unitologist writing. Because Isaac is fucking crazy now. Because he went like cuckoo banana birds because of the marker. So that was a really cool thing that they added.
That's one way to put it.
Oh,
Cuckoo banana birds.
Well, the marker imprinted itself on his brain to make more markers.
It made him whole.
But I'm trying to think of other. Yeah, so for Titanfall 1, and like its ending is kind of whatever, but Titanfall 2's ending is pretty cool because like
Never mind the fact that we're just spoiling the fuck out of all these game endings.
I don't. It's so
games
old at
are
this
so
point.
old,
They're so
yeah.
old. Like I don't give two craps, dude. It's our WTF. Like if you don't,
Yeah.
who cares? But Titanfall 2's ending is really great because the ending sequence is. You cannot tell me that the ending. So in Titanfall 2, you bond with your mech BT, right? BT becomes your best fucking bud. By the end of it, he's like your best fucking friend. And like again,
excuse you, that's my brother.
yeah, exactly. Like, because he's an AI guy and he's like straight laced, and it's like Lastimosa is like protect. You know, I sign you over to Jack Cooper, and like this whole sequence happens, and you slowly become best friends with BT, and he slowly you slowly rub off on him. All right, it's a great thing. Like the whole fastball pitch thing during that one campaign when you're wall running across the fucking
So
platforms.
fucking cool.
Awesome as shit, dude. Like BT fastball, and it's like I do not recommend. Like I don't care, throw me. And it's just like, oh, dude. And when it comes back, when they do that again at the end, the ending sequence, right? When you're watching the last cutscene for when it's like. BT's all busted, and Jack's like, I'm going to go with you, BT. It's like a self-sacrifice play. And then it's like, it slowly boots back up, and it's like the protocols are shown on the screen. And then
It's
it gets
like
Protocol
Protocol
3,
3.
protect
Yeah.
the pilot. And then BT rips Jack out of him and just saves Jack, and BT sacrifices. Oh, dude. Such a good ending. Oh, my God. I'm so sad I don't have Titanfall 3. And then they tease your balls with the end where, like, there's that call coming in, and it's BT calling Jack. So it's like, oh, shit, did his AI get backed up? Are we going to have his fucking... Because you take out his pilot core so that you have... That's when you get to use the smart pistol at the end of the game for Titanfall 2, because they took out that stupid fucking... That gun was garbage, by the way. I hated that gun. In Titanfall 1.
In one, it
stupid as
was
shit.
so broken.
It was so busted.
2, it
but-
was fun against like AI, but like not against actual.
2,
other
it was good
players.
in attrition, but not really good against pilots because it took so long to lock on. But yeah, like, oh my God, that's such a good ending for a video game. Like, top like 5 video game endings is Reach, freaking Titanfall 2. I'm trying to think of other iconic video game endings that I have that I'm just like, I can't forget them. But I wasn't gonna talk about this until like
The
I just,
original
we were talking about-
Metroid has an iconic ending.
Yeah, that's iconic for a different reason though. That's just more
It
of
is-
like,
it
oh
is
my
very
God,
iconic.
it's a
Can I-
woman.
Can I ask you something? In the current climate, if that game came out today, do you think people would have a fucking conniption about it? Because Samus is
definitely
a
not.
woman?
No.
Definitely not. Oh, dude. I mean, freaking the latest Jedi.
Jedi Survivor?
Survivor.
Jedi Survivor. Yeah. No, the Last Jedi.
Oh,
The one before that.
The one
Jedi...
Fallen Order.
Fallen Order.
Fallen
The
Thank
one
you.
that I played. That was a great ending, dude. Holy shit! The fight with Vader, the whole sequence, amazing, iconic. I'm not even a fan of Star Wars, but like the cinematic experience of Fallen Order at the end was insane. I love shit like that. Like the immersion that these games have that make you feel emotions so hard that you attach yourselves to these characters. Like that's what I like, and I like it's what inspires me to develop games. Like I want people to have this type of connection to my game, to feel like you're part of this world. That's like I love world building, so I like it in my video games. That's what's inspired me to make these other video games that I'm making right now. You know, like Firekeeper. That's a different one that I don't know if I've talked to you guys about Firekeeper.
Slightly, I think.
I think you've mentioned the name, but
I was inspired by doing Wings Over Washington, learning about like Native American tribe stuff, like just the lore,
Okay.
like basic lore stuff. And I'm just like, dude, Firekeeper would be a sick fucking game to explore Native culture. But that will come out later. But that's like the type of experience I want to create as a game developer. And like, it's insane to me that I've always liked video games as a kid, right? Just like I've always liked cartoons. I've always liked watching anime and getting attached to fictional characters. Yeah, it seems like a stupid freaking concept, but here we are doing a podcast talking about fictional characters that we
Yeah.
attach way too much stuff to. But yeah, like I'm not. If you guys have any other iconic video game endings you guys want to talk about,
I
Bioshock.
do. Yeah, the original Bioshock.
oh, dude, the freaking Would You Kindly?
Would you kind?
Would you kindly?
yeah.
Insane.
Insane twist. Insane
Also,
twist.
it has a fake out ending too, because you think when you go confront Andrew Ryan, that's the ending, and it is not.
I would say that the whole BioShock franchise, because it's BioShock 1, BioShock 2, and then it's Infinite, right?
Infinite, yeah.
I liked all three of those endings. All of them are amazing in their own right. Like number 2, playing as the Big Daddy, amazing concept, love it, right?
Yeah.
And Infinite's ending was freaking nuts. Fucking nuts.
Very time bendy, very sci-fi.
Very
That
and
ending.
I normally hate shit like that, to be honest, but it made perfect sense.
It
made
did
perfect sense.
because they set it up. They set it up multiple times throughout the run of that game.
Yeah.
But you don't realize it until you're there looking at all the like different versions of him and like,
Yeah.
oh, they dunk him in the water. I'm like, oh God, yes. It's
Oh
a
my
rebirth
God.
story.
What happened to BioShock? Why hasn't that been made in a while? What the hell, dude? What's up
Listen,
with all
can
these
they-
great franchises
Bro,
getting killed off?
I don't
What
know.
the- Bro, like what the heck?
Don't give them, don't give them any ideas because it can only get worse.
You're
I mean,
unfortunately
maybe.
right.
There's this is the mentality I don't like, is that we make one good thing and then we have to make more good things on top of that. It's like, no, sometimes one good thing can just be one good thing that you enjoy. It doesn't have
Yeah,
to be
but
a
I'm just saying,
franchise.
like, the first game that I'm making right now isn't a like story-centric heavy game where it's like more of a Firekeeper is going to be more of a personal project than it is just a like. I have different reasons for creating the games that I am creating right now. The first one is just basically I'm trying to recapture an experience, an emotion I have felt before, of just being able to goof off with your buddies for hours at a time, theory crafting and just doing stupid
kind of like
shit.
what we do here.
Yeah, like that's the type of experience I'm trying to sell you with my first game. My second game is going to be more of a personal like story that I want to tell. That's more of an attached thing. But like I just think that in this day and age for video games especially, it seems like not enough people are putting a lot of time into making like iconic video game endings where you're just like, dude, when you complete a video game, you're just like,
You just sit there like, man.
damn, that was a good fucking game. Like, holy crap, dude.
I agree. I don't think there's as much importance or as much importance as I think there should be placed on story, especially for single player games.
I don't think it has to just be single player like Titanfall.
No,
I
it
mean,
doesn't
It was
have
a
to
single
be.
player campaign, but like, just I wish that there were more games out there that cared more about your immersive experience than just
Yes.
like the day-to-day gameplay. Like,
Yeah.
don't get me wrong, the day-to-day
very
gameplay,
true.
the like just the experience, right? The 15-minute
the mechanics
window,
and stuff.
like
Yeah.
doing that is important for people to enjoy playing your game. But I think that video games are a medium, right?
Yeah.
That you can use to do whatever you want to do. It can be used to convey a story that you want to tell in a certain way. And the best thing about it is because it's a video game, you get to, as the developer, decide how it's played because you're literally setting up the rules and mechanics of it.
Yeah.
So you can force people to experience it. It's like playing Stanley Parable is such a great game.
I want to play that on stream someday.
It's such a great game because it has so many layers to it. it's
also
kind of
good
like,
British humor.
well, Stanley Parable is a great game because it is a love letter, I guess you would say, to making video games. Like, what makes a video game?
Yeah,
People making choices, and choices that don't really matter, but the monotony of it, and like, who do you trust, who do you don't trust? There's a lot of things in it that's like, it's the most anti-video game that is a great video game. It's stupid, dude. It's so good on so many levels. And I had to study Stanley Parable, just as much as I had to study fucking
Alan Wake.
Alan Wake. So much. I'd rather study Dead Space. Dead Space is a great. I've talked ad nauseum about Dead Space all the time whenever I get to talk about how good the design is in that franchise.
I have a couple of examples of really good video game endings. The original Red Dead Redemption.
I have never played the Red Dead Redemption games.
Oh, the ending with John Marston getting gunned down. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. It's so good.
I've heard endlessly about how good both of them are. I just haven't gotten around to them.
Yeah,
I won't say that Red Dead Redemption 2 is a bad game, but I don't enjoy the story as much as I enjoyed the story in the first one. And I know that's a hot take for people who like Red Dead Redemption 2, but I feel like the John Marston story is a better story than Arthur Morgan's, personally. The horse really shrinks in the cold. It does.
It does, yeah.
It does. Also, Mass Effect 2 has a phenomenal ending. The suicide mission is absolutely iconic. It's a shame that what we got afterwards sucks. Well, I can't say all of Mass Effect 3 sucks. The ending really sucks.
Now, this might be a hot take, but I think the original ending in Fallout 3 is pretty good, where you have to kill yourself, sacrifice yourself to turn off the thing.
No, it doesn't make any sense because you could have someone right there with you that's immune.
I know that it doesn't make sense, and I know that they had to retcon it, but I'm like, I think that from a lore standpoint, it makes more sense to kill off the main character guy.
They should have written it in a way where it wouldn't have mattered if you had someone with you that could resist radiation, that you just had to sacrifice. They should have written it in a way where you had to sacrifice yourself, and it has to be you.
Yeah, but then
I think they fixed that, didn't they?
Though they made it so that if you have Fox with you, you can send him in because he's immune to the radiation.
But then he just is like, I can't believe you wouldn't sacrifice yourself, you piece of shit. And it's like, why would I do that when I have you as a companion, Fox? You are literally immune.
Yeah, there is like a one-off line where he's like, well, yeah, I can do this, but, you know, this is your story or some bullshit like that. It's like, thanks, Todd Howard. Thank you. Very nice.
Listen, the writing in Fallout is not great. I think the TV show is amazing, but
TV
outside of that,
pretty good.
Yeah,
Garrus is baby indeed. Garrus
is baby.
We must protect Garrus.
I'm trying to think of other video game endings that I'm just like, it's super iconic. I just absolutely adore. Prey I talk about a lot. I think the ending of Prey is really great.
I really need to play it.
Well, I just think the whole like the ending is like a mind blow because it's like, holy shit, I did not see that coming. I wish there was more. Arcane, I can't believe you made this and then you went to make on the other shitty games. What was it? Redfall or whatever it was? That stupid vampire.
Yeah, Redfall.
Is it Redfall?
I think it's called, yeah.
I can't believe you guys made Redfall. The same studio that made Prey. Like, I can't believe this. What the hell happened here?
I've got an ending from a video game that is kind of a mind blow because you don't see it coming. But then when it happens, it's like, oh, Assassin's Creed 2. Who is Desmond? Who is Desmond?
That's true. Yeah. The whole,
and then you find out that the whole thing has been orchestrated by aliens.
I think it's.
And then Ezio found this out in like the fucking 1500s.
They're not even aliens. Ancient.
They're aliens. No, they're literally
aliens. They're not aliens.
No, they are 100% aliens. They came and they said they guided ancient humanity.
What? No, they were on Earth. They created humanity as slaves.
They lived with humans, but they are aliens. They are not originally from Earth.
I don't remember if they were. Were they? You might be right.
They did create humans as to be slaves, yes, but they were not originally from Earth. Or at least I may be remembering it wrong, but I'm pretty sure they're aliens.
Oh, hold on. I gotta look this up.
There you go, Chinoda. They literally say they are aliens.
I think the endings for the Dark Souls games are pretty sick. Specifically, like Dark Souls 3. I like the whole Lord Ascender shit. You have to be the fire. You have to be the next Lord.
What are some other video games that got some really good endings? Oh, The Walking Dead Season 1, the Telltale game. That is a great ending.
Yeah. I mean, the whole Lee thing. I mean, my only complaint is that I hate the Telltale games because they all feel like they have shoehorned
Your
endings.
choices don't matter.
Yeah, because your choices don't matter. It did not matter.
You get to the same endings regardless. I mean, yeah, you have some say over how the endings play out, but you get to the same endings regardless. It's just, how do people think about you when you get there? That's the only difference.
I feel like for The Walking Dead Season 1, it was a really good game. I really liked the experience.
The voice acting in that season is so fucking good too.
Well, I just like the whole Lee teaching Clementine thing. Kenny's a punk bitch. Fuck Kenny.
And then the pupil has to kill the teacher at the end.
Dude, that's such a hard thing. Ugh. But yeah, I just feel like the fact that it doesn't matter if you... The one thing, because of the whole driving factor of the end of The Walking Dead Season 1 is like, oh, you stole from this one family and the guy's deranged because now you led to the death of his family. Now he's deranged and comes after you guys. And it's like, it doesn't matter if you choose not to take the supplies, he still goes after you. It's like, it's such weak reasoning. And
it would make more sense. It would make more sense if you didn't take the supplies, that you have to save the people that you're with from him going after them.
Now, I have bad iconic video game endings.
Oh, yeah.
Anything made by Quantic Dream, David Cage is a shit fucking game writer.
I've got
Heavy
another
Rain.
Hot
Heavy
take.
Rain. It is not a hot take. Heavy Rain is garbage.
Sean!
Right? Heavy Rain. I haven't played Detroit Become Human, and I heard that's actually pretty decent. But Beyond Two Shits, that's what I call it, and I will continue calling it Beyond Two Shits, is a terrible fucking video game. All right? David Cage doesn't know what the hell he's doing. Indigo Prophecy was a terrible fucking video game. There's literally that. Why is there a lifeless dude is now fucking dead with the power of alien Jesus or some shit? Body cold as ice, paler than the moon, and he's having sex. Why is that in Indigo Prophecy? Why was that required? What the fuck was this about? All right, Heavy Rain didn't matter. Your choices didn't matter. Didn't matter how you got to the end. Everything happened. Didn't matter. And Beyond Two Shits, I didn't even play that one. I watched people play that one instead because I was like, I don't want to play his games anymore. Fuck you, David Cage. I don't care. As a game developer, fuck you. You make bad games.
I've got one, John. I've got one that's actually a good ending. I just thought about it. Nier Automata ending E. The true ending of the game.
The true ending
of the game.
That one's a pretty great one too.
It's so good.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and I thought of another one too that is kind of it's a little bit more of a deep cut. Remember Spec Ops: The Line?
No,
when
I
you
didn't
find
play
out
that one.
when you find out why you've been in Dubai the whole time. It's so
I need to
good.
play that game still.
I mean, Modern Warfare 2, the original Modern Warfare 2, the ending
Peak.
was pretty fucking crazy.
Fucking peak.
I think
Is
Modern
it-
Warfare
so is it
1 and 2, like the OGs, were peak Modern Warfare because the
there's
story
actually-
was just
in-
great, dude. Oh
in
my
Modern
God,
Warfare
it's so good.
2, in Modern Warfare 2, the OG Modern Warfare 2, there's a lot of like really good moments in that game throughout the entire run of that game. In the campaign.
I mean, you were literally first person Michael Bay movie. It was great.
Dude, like iconic. Modern Warfare 1 and Modern Warfare 2 are such iconic Modern Warfare games. Like everyone remembers Modern Warfare 1 because of the snow mission, right? The sniper snow mission.
Yeah.
It's like the whole crawling under the tanks and shit. Like, dude, that was
That's
so
not
intense.
snow. That was in a field.
Was that in 2?
Yeah, snow was in 2. You were
No.
crawling in a field in 1. In COD 4.
Is
Modern
that
Warfare.
1?
Yeah. With the
Yeah,
attack
you're-
helicopter.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What is Modern Warfare? Is the original Modern Warfare the one where you have like the flashback sequence where you're in Chernobyl or whatever? Or is that Modern
You
Warfare?
play
2?
as Price. That's Modern
yeah,
Warfare
but
1, right?
it's the flashback
Yeah.
scene,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Where you're in the
that's one.
you're in the ghillie suit and
yeah,
you're like
you're not in
stalking
the
through
snow.
Chernobyl.
Yeah, that's Modern Warfare 1. Modern Warfare 2
That's
is no
one.
Russian.
I love no rush. God, that's an iconic thing. I remember when
No
that everyone
Russian.
was all
Remember,
losing their
no Russian.
shit when that came out.
Dude, that is
The
so...
media storm.
Oh,
Oh,
God,
man.
but it's iconic, isn't it?
It is.
Also-
I wonder,
And the
I
whole
wonder if
ending
it's-
with Roach.
Yeah.
Oh
Is
my
it iconic because of the backlash it got, or is it iconic because it's actually good?
No, it's actually good. It was
No, I
memorable.
think it's actually good. It's a very
I mean,
good
I
way
do
to
too.
tell
I
the
think
story.
it's good too.
Like, you gotta realize, Alex, we were much younger back then. We didn't watch or give a shit about the mainstream media. We
You know
didn't.
that you were much younger. I was graduating high school.
Bitch,
Yeah, I think I was
you
like
were still
starting high
much
school.
younger.
Like,
You were still much younger. Chill out. Like,
I'm not
we
sure
didn't
if you
watch the
guys-
mainstream media.
I'm not
I know
sure if
we've
you
talked
guys-
about it. Oh, I know. I got one last.
Okay,
one I
yeah,
wanna
yeah,
talk about.
go ahead. I have one
Wait,
more
hold
I wanted
on.
to talk about too.
One quick thing. The Isu were native on to Earth. I'm literally on the Assassin's
Oh
Creed
my
wiki.
God, you're still on about this.
Jesus
You guys are
Christ.
still
looked.
on about
I-
this. I haven't
fucking
played
looked.
anything past Assassin's Creed 2. I don't care.
Listen, they're aliens to me anyway. No, we talked about Fallout earlier, right? I don't know,
Right.
John, you've never played the first two Fallout games, right?
No.
The Fallout 1 has a really iconic ending, especially if you
Is that the
are
one
able...
with the master?
Yes.
Okay.
If you have a high enough speech skill and you convince the master to self-exit the game, it's a really good ending. When you do like the max charisma ending and you actually convince him that his plan is really bad, it's really great because the voice acting in that is really good.
I'll have to look it up on YouTube sometime.
And also like the ending to that game where you go back to the vault and they're like, you're a hero, but you can't stay here.
Yeah, what's up with that? I don't understand. Why would they...
Because the overseer of that, because that was a control vault, I think. The
because
vault in the-
he's a hero, like, you weren't supposed to succeed because now people think you could actually live outside. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
because
vaguely
they would
remember the
want to-
story.
they would
I-
want to leave.
there's
Everyone
this
else would want
YouTube
to leave the
channel-
vault because they did.
There's a YouTube channel that did like a 4-hour video on like the lore of Fallout 1 and 2. So I remember watching those videos, but they were like
Yeah.
kind of to put me to sleep. You know, like I want to put on... This is a new meta on YouTube, by the way, where people are just uploading like 3-4 hour long videos for people to listen to and fall asleep to. Maybe it's just me watching like Johnny Two Cellos and like LS Mark. Maybe it's just me watching these cartoon review channels that are doing these things, but I've noticed
No,
a trend of
It's
people
not
making
just
videos
you
like that.
because there's someone who recently put up a 12-hour long video and
Jesus.
it's titled Zach Hadel rants to fall asleep to.
Oh, I would love listening to that.
I will link it.
love
I will link
Zach.
it to you when I go find it. But it's like a 12-hour long video and it's just Zach Hadel like his rants from Oni Plays.
Mm-hmm.
And it's great.
I'm trying to control my sleeping hygiene to the term of I'm trying to let go of like listening to YouTube as I fall asleep. I'm just like trying to, all right, no nothing, no cell phones, no YouTube. Like obviously when I'm going to sleep,
Yeah,
I
cut off
already put that
electronics,
stuff.
yeah.
But I'm just like I'm trying to enforce it more and do it more because I'm just like I need to be healthier and better about sleep. Like I
nothing
shouldn't
wrong with
need.
that.
Like yeah, and I'm just like I shouldn't need to have YouTube as background noise to fall asleep to.
I think the best practice, outside from, you know, cutting off electronics 2 to 3 hours before you sleep, and also no food, you know, just drink water, cutting off caffeine at least 12 hours before you plan to sleep. On top of all those, like, those are basic things you should be doing. Working out in the morning, just exercising in the morning when you wake up, because it'll make you more tired. Just trust me on it. You'll be so tired by the end of the day, you'll go to sleep in an instant. I am so good with like just falling asleep when I get like, oh, lights out. I'm tired now. Lights out. Hit the 10 seconds later, out.
See, I've thought
Unless
about it,
I
but
have
then
bouts of insomnia, then I'm up for like 3 days, which sucks. But
yeah,
It
I've
happens
thought
every so
about
often.
going to gym in the morning, but like
just trust me.
I'm
dude.
going to but I'm going to work right after, and I'm
Just
just
trust
like,
me. It'll be the best change in your life for your sleep quality. Trust me, bro.
Do you know what's funny is if I went to, because I work overnights, and if I went to the gym in my morning, it would literally be at 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
That's fine. Like,
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
For my sleep schedule, that would be my morning, which is funny because 2 to 4 o'clock in the afternoon, especially during the week, is the least busy time at the gym I go to. So it works out.
Oh, this is a John question.
Random and off topic, but I miss Mushoku Tensei, and I'm apprehensive of how much content they will cut out in the next season. What do you guys think? I'm also apprehensive of what they're going to cut out in the next season, because they have been
John
cutting
has
out
read
quite
the
a lot
web
of
novel,
stuff.
so he would know.
But well, apparently they cut out even more from the light novel, which is what it's based on. But I still think that the anime itself is good. I don't think it's a bad story. I think that to truly enjoy Mushoku Tensei, you should read the source material, like the light novel or the web novels, just because there's so much in it. It's such a good story. And especially since after what happened at the end of the last season of Mushoku Tensei, the whole it ends bitter in a very bitter on Father's Day of all days on a very bittersweet note, right? I'm caught up to the redundancy chapters. Okay. Yeah, I'm very apprehensive about it as well, but I don't think that Egg Firm no, it's Studio Bind, right? That's
Studio Bind. Egg Firm
Studio
is the
Bind,
one
yeah.
who's bankrolling it.
Yeah. Studio Bind has been doing a pretty decent job at adapting it. It's not the best adaptation for sure, because there's just so much in Mushoku Tensei to transcribe, but they're hitting the key points, and that's really what matters. And they're not skipping out on those things at the very least. Though if you watched our spoiler cast for the second core of season 2, then you'll see my complaints about, like, man, they cut out even more context. This sucks, and I was upset about it. But it's still a good story. Like
I will never not be convinced that airing that episode on Father's Day was not intentional. Because it is also Father's Day in Japan that day.
Yeah, and the things that they cut out in the beginning, like the whole, like I was talking about the Nor thing about Paul and Nor and them having that, they cut out that conversation, and I'm like, it gives even more context to what happens to Paul at the end and what he feels about Rudy. I'm like, dude, they missed out on so much. But
I will say, I saw like a very brief snippet of what John's talking about, some of Rudy's thoughts on something. My God, Rudy is fucking hilarious. And I'm just like, Jesus Christ, why wasn't this in the anime? This is genuinely great. But then I thought about it, I'm like, okay, it's probably a good thing this wasn't in the anime. But damn, like there is a lot of stuff that's been cut out. So I'm planning on reading it after the anime ends, more than likely.
I
or
should
if I get
probably
too
read the light
impatient.
novel, since I like the web
should.
novel so much. But
John, you know something else you should fucking read is the Spice and Wolf light novels. God damn it!
you guys want me to do so much content. I'm trying to I gotta make video games. I gotta work full time. I've got a child and wife to take care of. Like, come on. I only have so much time in a day.
You gotta play your Genshin pulls.
Yeah.
I only play Genshin for like 15 to 30 minutes a day. Like, it's the only game I play is that right now.
But you gotta do it.
I do gotta do it.
do.
Yeah, that is something that's like the only consistent thing in my life is the 30 minutes of Genshin a day.
Damn, not even striking.
On the toilet, right?
No, I play on my computer. I hate playing on the mobile phone. Screw that.
Well, I mean, if you were a real gamer, you'd bring the PC into the
Oh,
bathroom.
yeah. They cut out the whole... Yeah, they did have to do TLDR. Yeah. But, man, I had one more thing I wanted to talk about for iconic video game endings. And
yeah.
I'm a giant fan of Supergiant. Supergiant, the people who make Hades, their most famous game is Hades, right?
Yeah.
They got really big after Hades, but they were already big after they made Transistor. I really liked Bastion, but the ending was kind of whatever. But Darren Korb does an amazing job with the soundtracks. And my absolute favorite game from Supergiant has been Pyre, because the writing in it is really good. Like I think that the gameplay of it is weird and sucks. It's like freaking basketball, not really basketball. It's like an RTS kind of game. It's very weird. You get different characters that have different abilities, and you have to dunk a ball to like make points. But the story that it's telling you is fucking phenomenal. And when you get to the ending with like how many people, who do you save at the end, and who do you not save at the end, and then combined with the amazing score, is like a phenomenal experience. It's something I have never forgotten. Transistors is a really good game too. I know Supergiant got really big after that because the combat in Transistor is really good and the story is really good.
And then Hades went them.
And then Hades just shot them to the fucking moon. But I've always been a big fan of Supergiant ever since Bastion. So
I own Transistor and Hades, but I've never played them. And
Really?
Natai actually gifted me Transistor on Steam, and I have not played it.
It's a really good game. It's got a really great soundtrack. Like I said, Darren Korb does an amazing job with the soundtrack.
I know a lot of people are
in
horny
all
on
of them.
Hades.
Actually, it's
I know
not
that.
just like,
I know there's a ton of people who are horny for Hades online.
Yeah,
with
it's
Zagreus,
been recognized as like the
with
bisexual
Thanatos
game.
and Zagreus.
Man, I sure.
You're gonna like it. I will tell you that.
I will say I might like the character
I don't
designs,
think
but
I don't think
I'm
he'll
not
like
a fan
the
of
gameplay.
roguelites.
Yeah, it's a pretty difficult game.
That's true.
It's pretty difficult.
I don't
It
know.
takes like
I've
20-ish hours to really like get through it.
I've never
You'll
been a
like
fan
the
of, like,
character
roguelites.
art.
That's what I'm
I'll
thinking.
s-
I might like the character designs, which is fine, but I might not like the game.
If I can play it, it's not that hard. I mean, that may be true.
Maybe. I am dumb. I'm just saying.
No, I'm just saying. My wife is the least efficient gamer I've ever seen in my life. We could never start a farm in Stardew Valley together. It would just not work. She'll be growing some random bumper crop. I'm like, we're gonna lose profits on this. Why are you planting those?
Your wife strikes me as the person who would lose a shit ton of money with turnips in Animal Crossing.
Oh god, there's a whole freaking Animal Crossing is a really good game. But yeah, no, Pyre's ending is freaking phenomenal because of the story it tells.
Mm-hmm.
You're basically like souls in limbo, and at the end, it's like the world's. You can only save a select few people. So depending on what you do and what you play as, and like the characters that you use, you can bring certain people with you. You can save these souls, but then there's
Is
one
the whole
thing.
thing? Is the whole like point of the game of being like you can't save everybody?
I'm not sure if you can save everybody. I've never tried to save everybody. I'm sure you could save everybody.
Oh, listen, if games and gamers have taught me anything, it's that gamers in particular, will find a way around any lesson the gamers or the developers are trying to teach you through the game.
No, it's just that each character that you can save, like their extended story of like why they were in limbo in the first place and like their regrets and stuff. It's just like, it's phenomenal writing, dude.
Look, I'm just telling you that the goal of one of the New Vegas DLCs is about letting go. And I take the fucking gold every single time, man. I take those gold bars every fucking time. Dead Money is about learning to let go. And I learned to let go right into my fucking bank account.
Christ almighty.
But yeah, like I love video games, man. Development is not easy. But the creative
stressful.
process is fucking great. I love the creative process.
I mean,
I love.
I think the better thing is
developing
like
stories.
I think
and
the better
stuff.
thing is I just like the creative process. Period. Whether you're talking about a game, a movie, a book, I love the creative process. I love watching the creative process.
I mean, that's why we make content. Like
Content.
we just like
Yeah.
creating
All the time.
stuff.
This is a serious question, John. Because I know there are game designers and game developers out there, especially indie game developers who do this. Have you ever considered actually streaming yourself working on games or working on your code?
Ooh.
No. Because it's like 5 hours of me just going like, I don't know how to fucking do this.
Looking up, how did
Googling
someone
stupid
else
shit.
do this exact same thing?
Yeah. I mean,
That's a
I'd
lot
like
of
to-
IT,
His
by the way.
entire audience is just fellow game devs. Like, yes.
They're
feel
wanting
the
to see how
pain.
you do it. You are their Google.
I'm not proficient with it. I've only been doing it for like a year, so I guess technically 3 if you include college. But solo by myself, I've only been doing it for a year, so I'm not confident in my skills whatsoever.
Sorry about the question.
Darwin's
but
Game
do you
Season
think
2.
we will get a Darwin's Game Season 2? The story is insane, and Netflix did a good job on Season 1. I did not watch the first season of Darwin's Game.
Oh my god, dude, the story goes freaking apeshit in the second half.
Is it worth watching?
I like it. I like Darwin's Game. After watching the first season, I started reading the manga, and then the story goes freaking nuts. It gets real good, actually.
Which one is Darwin's Game? Oh, the furry. Yeah.
Oh yeah, because of the one chick.
My ears are now blown out. Thank you for that, Shinoda.
Oh, sorry.
I don't know. So the thing, Didi, is that most animes are created to sell something, right? And I don't know how well the manga has performed, or how well the sales of the first season have performed to warrant getting a season 2. Like, as much as we, the fans, want things, a lot of content is going to be driven by money,
Business.
a business. How much can a company profit from this? And unfortunately, unless we're all super rich and we just go, hey, Studio Trigger, do you want to make a passion project for us? Here's an open checkbook. Please make me a video game movie or something. It's not going to happen, unfortunately.
Bro, that's what I'd do with $500 billion. I'd buy Trigger.
And just be like, look, we're all getting paid good money, and I want you to make animes about this. I want
all of you. I need pictures of Rebecca right now.
Unfortunately at this point, I don't think we'll get a second season of Darwin's Game. I watched it. I really liked it. I hate the fact that they left us on a cliffhanger ending. Unfortunately, just as is. We haven't heard anything. We haven't seen anything. Not even hints. I don't think we're getting a second season, unfortunately. I just don't think it did that well.
The Battle Royale genre is just a very saturated market, right? You have, Batum. You had, like, King's Game. You have Kami Edabe right now, literally airing right now, written by Yoko Taro, of all people, and it's freaking garbage.
Yeah.
I haven't watched season 2. I don't want to watch season 2. I suffered through blue, green, orange, and red enough, and the stupid fucking writing in season 1 of the whole, like, it's so dumb. It's so dumb of a freaking... Anyway, Battle Royale as a concept, as your main driver for your plot, is kind of just overplayed at this point. Like, ever since Battle Royale, the movie, came out, Battle Royale type of content has been very popular, right?
And Hunger Games.
Well, like the Japanese movie Battle Royale.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, but like, and I know that Hunger Games is based on Battle Royale.
Yeah, like I don't know when Battle Royale came out. The movie.
The movie is based on a book, by the way.
Yeah, I was like, I think it's based on a book too, like written back in the day.
I think the book came out in 1980 something.
I mean, they're all just offshoots of Lord of the Flies, if we're being honest here.
True. That would genuinely...
That's not true at all.
No, but I am being 100% serious when I say Lord of the Flies would make a phenomenal anime.
I think... well, the fact that they're turning a bunch of Western authors' works into manga, like Chronicles of Narnia is a manga now, so it's an anime. We get the Chronicles of Narnia anime. It's an isekai. It's a Western isekai. It is
pretty racist, so
I mean, we gotta Harry.
Was C.S. Lewis really? Was he actually racist,
bro?
I don't know about this. What do you?
I've never heard about it being racist.
It's super racist.
I knew that the line was an allegory for Jesus, but. Oh my! What?
And all their enemies are Muslims.
Oh my God! I did not know that.
Yeah.
Muslim isn't a race, though.
You know what I'm saying.
I'm just saying Muslim isn't a race.
It's not.
I mean,
but you know what I'm
terrible.
saying.
Just like
but
HP
they're
Lovecraft.
all brown people that wear.
Hey, if you really want to find out how racist a writer can be, look up what H.P. Lovecraft named his dog. Don't do it. Don't do it.
So is it bad?
For Netflix
I don't think
to get
it's-
any good animes, because I don't think we're getting season 2. Oh my god, High Rise Invasion. I didn't like that. That was so weird and stupid.
I
The
didn't watch
plot
that one.
armor-
either.
So High Rise Invasion, I don't think I got to ever talk about. I watched this on Netflix because I had nothing else to watch, and I binge anime sometimes when I'm doing other things. And High Rise Invasion was so weird of a plot. Like it's battle royale as a genre, and it has this like younger sister as the main character basically, and she has like the densest plot armor I've ever seen in any anime protagonist. And like the shit that happens for her where she doesn't die, it just fucking works. Did Todd Howard write the plot of this fucking anime? He might have. I don't know. But how it ends though makes me it does end on a cliffhanger, and it's like I want to know more. Especially about like the sniper dude and like why does he have a picture of the sister, and then also the sister's brother and stuff, right? Not denser than Ichigo. I mean, true.
You know, it is frustrating. I get it. It's super frustrating when you get a really good season of an anime and it ends on a cliffhanger, or even worse, it has a go read the source material ending. But that happened. What was it last year with an anime that I watched, Heavenly Delusion? That ends on a cliffhanger.
Oh yeah.
And it's like if they come back with a season 2, it's like it might be really good, especially if they resolve the cliffhanger really well. But right now, if I have to judge it based on what I've seen, I think I ended up giving it like a 7 out of 10. But if the cliffhanger gets resolved in the second season, I can
Be satisfied.
go back and re-rate it something higher, because I genuinely think there's a good story to be told there. It's just it's such a sour taste when something ends on a cliffhanger and you get no resolution. I hate that. Why have you done this? Give me more, you fuckers. Who made this? Production IG, fuck you.
They've been doing a bang-up job with their animes. Get out of here.
They
It's
have
not their
actually.
fault.
I will give Production IG a lot of credit. They have done some really good stuff recently. What is it?
But
they're
anyway,
working on?
that's all I really
They did
wanted
Kaiju
to,
number 8, didn't they?
I
Did
don't know if
they?
that was Production IG. I thought that
it not
was.
Production IG?
Hold on, let me
I
look.
thought that was Wit.
It is Production IG. I just looked it up.
It is Production IG. Okay.
Oh yeah.
That was
don't
pretty
remember.
good.
Well, I mean, Kaiju number 8 is just really good. Like,
Yes.
I love the manga. Like, I told you Kaiju number 8 would be very popular. Like, I don't miss when I pick shonen. Just like how I've said it in the server, and I'm going to say it on video now.
Oh boy.
Not if, but when, oh my god, what the fuck is it called? I have to look it up. It's on Shonen Jump. But when this manga gets its anime, probably next year. Where is it? There it is. Ultimate Exorcist Kyoshi. When Ultimate Exorcist Kyoshi gets its anime next year or in 2 years, because it's only on chapter 15 right now. It's 16 chapters now. It just came out. When it gets its anime, it's going to be very popular. That's my next prediction for the number one, very popular shonen. I don't miss when I pick shonen.
And to be
I
fair,
picked Demon
Shonen-
Slayer, I picked Goblin Slayer, and I picked Kaiju number 8.
You also picked Jujutsu Kaisen, by the way.
I also picked Jujutsu Kaisen.
This man wins.
I just know, dude.
To be fair,
I am the
be fair, though,
shonen god.
To be fair, though, John, Shonen recently don't have that good of a track record because their first seasons are really good and everyone talks about them, and then their second season will come out and it's fucking crickets.
No, but I'm just saying I can pick the shonen that are going to be
Oh,
popular.
you have this innate knack for knowing when a manga is going to get an anime adaptation. The craziest thing for me is how you picked almost the exact day when a anime was going to be announced for Goblin Slayer. That to this day, that baffles me. How you were 3 days off. 3 whole days off. You picked the day, you picked the month, and you said, by God, listen to me, by this time, it's going to get an anime adaptation announced. And if you were not, you were off by 3 days.
I read a lot of trends. I notice a lot of trends for things that go from, especially when you see light novel being adapted into a manga, it's pretty easy to see the timeline and then just assume when it's going to get released. Like in Willy Wonka, the original one with Gene Wilder,
Yeah.
When TV Mike was like, it's so easy to just, look at the production schedule, then you can just predict where the golden ticket will be. He only bought the one candy bar. That's me. I'm that guy. Where it's like, I look at all the trends and I look at the analytics and I can make an accurate prediction based on the market.
Yeah.
And you wonder why we call you autistic.
I'm not autistic.
John,
You guys keep saying that. I'm not autistic.
John, you are the type of person who will look at an image that someone gives you. It's like, all right, by the curve of that doorknob in the background, I can tell that this house was built sometime between 1980 and 1985. You are that type of person. I know you don't want to think you are, but you are that type of person. Because if you don't know it, you will spend copious amounts of time researching it to find out the answer.
I sometimes do get hyper fixated on things. That is true. I admit
Sometimes.
that. Sometimes. But I think that's pretty normal. I don't know. Or it should be normal.
Also, DD, don't worry about asking us questions. That's what we're here for. I mean, that's kind of one of the reasons we do these streams every single... I love my special bay. Nice. It's one of the reasons we do these streams is to have a chance to interact with our followers and stuff on stream for questions like this. Also, if you're not already in our server and you're 18 plus, please join it down below. John will answer all kinds of questions at 2 a.m. I promise.
In detail.
That's like the shift that I'm up. Like I'm
I know,
up at night. I'm graveyard.
It's why John and I are most active between like 9 a.m. Or not 9 p.m. Eastern and like 3 a.m. Eastern. It's like because that's when we're up. It's when we're doing our work.
But anyway,
we've been going for like almost 3 hours and 45 minutes. We should probably stop, and it's after midnight here on the East Coast.
Yeah, probably.
I'm very ready to sleep.
Okay, well, in that case, thank you everyone out there for dropping in to watch us do this WTF this month. We will be back sometime next month to do it all again. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff if you like what you saw and want to see more. Check down below where you can find links to all the stuff Anime Club After Dark does. We also have a link to our merch store down there where you can support us that way if you want to. But with all that being said, I have been your host, Alex, and we will see you next time. Say goodnight, guys!
Good night.
Deuces.
Deuces?
What's with trying to act so cool now, Chinoda? Like, what the hell?
I'm tired. Let me go to sleep. I'm so fucking tired.
No, we go on an 8-hour gaming binge right now.
Immediately.
I have coffee stocked up.
Anyway, good night!